This episode of Beaten Down is brought to you by ABC Dump Roll-Off Dumpster Rental. ABC Dump is a locally owned and operated company. With 11, 15, 20, and 30 cubic yard dumpsters, they have the size for every occasion. Whether you're remodeling the house, cleaning out the garage, or doing commercial construction, they have the right size for your project. With upfront pricing and easy online ordering, ABC Dump makes ordering a dumpster as simple as possible. Give them a call or text at 682-803-8031 or order online at abcdump.net. That's abcdump.net. Clapper's back.
The clap. What's Daniel calls it?
The clap's back.
Yep, and somebody else is back too. His first time in the
new studio.
We still really. I was thinking of a name.
I thought we named it.
You said Beaten Down Studios, and I was like, need something better.
Beaten Down 2.0.
Jack Off Studios. I don't.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I don't care what we call it.
Jack Off Booth.
So, I was a little sluggish this morning, gentlemen.
I noticed that when I brought more beer to put in the fridge, that I could have sworn there was more left in there.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So yesterday, because we're getting ready to build a mother-in-law suite for Tristan to move into.
Just call it a Tristan-in-law suite.
Tristan suite.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, let's go chop some trees down. So I teach him how to cut a tree down so it falls where you want it to fall. He had never worked a chainsaw before, which...
But that was scary.
It was fine.
Until it ain't.
Well, yeah. He was a little iffy with it sometimes, but I was like, hey, just be careful,
Take it slow.
We ended up chopping down 9 trees over here, and then we cut 3 of them up. And we were drinking beer while doing it.
Oh, that's always good.
Safe, yeah. No, it's a great idea.
Good idea.
And so I was like, we'll do 3 today, 3 tomorrow, and 3 the next day. Get them all 9 cut up. That's why I asked, do y'all have a log splitter? Does anybody have a log splitter? Because I'm going to turn it into firewood.
Yeah.
And no one that I know. I asked a lot of, there was one guy, Dave, that I thought, Cochran, that I thought for sure would have a log splitter.
I have the wedge thing. You drive in there and
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work.
You were looking for the automatic.
Yeah, I'm looking for the automatic one.
I think Dave would have one.
Yeah, I would. And he goes, no, that's too much work. And I go, okay, that makes sense. I get it. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll have to buy one or something. Or
they probably rent one.
I was going to say, I bet Mike's or one of the ones here in town probably has one that you can rent.
Go Rocky style and just start shopping it.
Fuck that, dude.
He's training,
Yeah, fuck that. So we get done with there, and then now we're just sitting outside and sitting on his tailgate drinking. He's like, let's go sit inside because it got dark by the end. I said, okay. Addie even came out here with us and talked to us and bullshitted for a little bit. And then so we came in here, we sat down, and we drank a little too much. I went to bed drunk. Stayed up a little too late. Had to get up early for work. And I was on the struggle bus a little bit today.
Little
struggle bus.
This will help you.
Yeah, no, I'm fine now. Yeah. But it was the good thing about it and the best part about it is, number one, I get to spend time just bullshitting with my son. Actually talking about shit.
After you did man's work.
After we did man shit, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, Dad, we need to do this more. I'm like, yeah, we do. That's all. That's just like, to me, that was awesome.
But now he's hitting that age where
went
through the age when they don't want to have anything to do with you, and now they actually want to hang out with you again.
And so he goes, y'all going to record Friday? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, I'm not doing football Friday night or softball Friday night. He goes, so I'm going to sit in with y'all and record. I said, okay, well, come on. And then someone decided, we've got to do it early because I'm super busy.
Excuse me.
I'm so busy this weekend.
There might be a little stuff going on this weekend. Like that, dude.
Jerk. So now we're a day earlier. Not a problem. But he coaches a baseball team. Coach pitch 2. So he goes, I'll be done by 7, so I'll come pop in. I said,
we
okay.
didn't start till
Yeah.
it's almost 7 right now.
Yeah. So it was a good time. It was worth it. Sluggish morning was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a hard day today. It was just a lot of office work, so didn't bother me.
I had a similar morning Wednesday morning.
Because you stayed up too late drinking?
Yeah, talking to Sean. Sean called me, and like I said, we just started bullshitting, and he's in a hotel room by himself, so he's going to stay wanting to talk to somebody, because if you're not, then you're just in a hotel room by yourself. He was in Amarillo.
By morning?
Yeah, that's what I started singing when he told me where it was. And, yeah, next thing I know, I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you. Get off the phone. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. 11 o'clock. I was like, damn. And I looked at the time. I was like, how? 3 hours and like 10 minutes we talked on the phone.
Jesus.
It started off as talking, then it turned into FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
Sean's just pacing everywhere. He's just pacing all over the place. He even left on FaceTime when he went down to the lobby to buy more beer because he ran out.
They sell beer in the lobby of his hotel?
Yeah, like at this, they got like most of them have like little stores where you can buy like beer.
That's got to be
then,
so cheap.
Then he just grabs it and he's like, "Can you charge us to this room?"
Mm-hmm.
So
They don't sell beer at my hotels.
I've never seen beer at the hotels.
Yeah.
They sell $3 or $4 Cokes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Most of them nowadays will have like, well, they got that little store set up.
Yeah.
You know, they'll have some beer in there. Like
The ones I've seen, the ones I've been to,
well, Sean was probably
they don't have beer. They have chips and Cokes
Sean was
and
probably fancy.
candy. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
really
The
fancy.
Ritz or something.
Yeah, but he had never been to. I think he said that was the first time he's been to Amarillo.
Y'all ever stayed at the Gaylord
Hey,
over in
yes,
Grapevine?
yeah.
I haven't stayed there, but I stayed at the water park.
Oh yeah. So you could
What's that called? The Wolf.
Great Wolf.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could probably do it there. So they didn't sell beer there, but you could go up to the bar and say, "Hey, let me get 6 beers," and you can take it back to your room. So I did that one time, me and Tasha, because we had Tristan and Addie with us, and they were tired getting ready for bed, and Tasha and I wanted to still have a couple beers, so we just took some beer to the room and drank beer. I actually think I got her some wine. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Bougie.
Mm-hmm.
Boone's Farm. So you have any Snow Creek Berry?
Dude, I love it. What's that other one? Strawberry Hill.
I always thought Snow Creek Berry. Strawberry Hill was like the most famous flavor.
Yeah,
But
Snow Creek Berry was good.
I always thought it tasted better. Then there was like a yellow one.
That was they had like a fuzzy navel or something, right?
Yeah.
Or a peach breeze or something like that.
I remember there was a yellow one. I remember there was a blue one.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I don't remember what a lot of those taste like.
Dude, when's the last time y'all had a Mad Dog 2020?
Ugh.
Man, I have a bad experience with that.
I think if anybody
stopped it that day.
Yeah. Anybody, I think, around our age has had at least one bad experience with Mad Dog.
I've had one.
It's starting to make a comeback. Like,
At college?
Like, there's starting to be more TikTok videos, and one guy did a video, he's around our age, and he's like, I don't know if y'all have seen this trend, but apparently this drink, and he goes, I'm going to show it to y'all. He goes, some of y'all might have bad reactions just seeing the. He goes, this has become a trend now where the new generation is finding this and trying it, like their video in this Mad Dog.
Oh,
That's awful.
oh.
There was so many weird flavors with that too.
I had. Oh no, yeah. So that's when I was in legal drinking age, obviously, in high school.
In high school.
In high school. So we had got a bunch of them. Me and my buddy Randy, and just the two of us were hanging out. But we had went and we met up with some friends, and there was a girl that he liked, and so he was talking to her. And then all of a sudden, he had been talking to her. We go to this party, and she was there with somebody else mugging down on him, and he got very upset, and he's like, let's just get out of here. And I said, oh, that's cool. So we go back to my house at where my parents lived in the old house, and we just sat on the front porch, and he took, they had made the 375s and the 750s.
Yeah.
He chugged the entire 750. And I was like, you're going to regret that.
Yeah, you're going to throw up.
You're absolutely going to, he just chugged it. And I was like, oh God, that's going to hurt. And it wasn't soon after that he was done. But you know,
I had a cousin.
women make you do crazy things.
I had a
Such a
cousin.
bad headache.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because it's just like the wine headaches, you know.
Uh-huh.
I had a cousin. I guess you could probably guess which cousin. He turned up a bottle of Mad, and I remember it was like this weird, like kiwi strawberry flavor.
Oh,
The-
yeah,
the
yeah.
color was, and he turned up the whole, like opened it and turned up the whole bottle.
Oh,
And that's how he started the night.
oh no, that's
And
ending
we-
my night.
And we
Also,
were we were in high school, so we went back to my place too. And I remember I finally get him to lay down in the. He's laying in the bed, and I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden I hear his stomach before.
oh god,
And before I can say anything, he just sits up in bed and it just comes like, through
Oh,
his fingers.
god,
So we're still in high school, so I'm like, shh.
shut the fuck up.
He got a virus.
So what I'm trying to do so what I did, this is greatness too. This is a great story. So what I did with them was, he was just in his underwear. So I just laid newspaper on the ground and just kind of, I laid him, in my head I was thinking, all right, I'm going to lay him on his belly so if he keeps puking, he won't like
Die.
die. So I left him laying face down on newspaper, and I'm outside with my comforter and the water hose in the backyard, trying to wash off all the throw up. I remember I was wearing I'm in boxer shorts and like rubber boots. I'm just out there trying. And then my mom woke up, and of course I'm trying to play up the story of I might get sick. I think he's got the stomach virus or something.
See?
And we go look in the. She opens the door to my room, and Matt's just face down on newspaper, and he kind of looks up, and the newspaper's like stuck to his face. And that's the last time I think Mad Dog ever came around.
That's a hell of a virus, man.
I remember he's laying there snoring like in his whitey tighties, just face down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just a great image. Yeah, that stuff's the danger, and that it's becoming popular again.
What's your story, Dave?
I got a buddy of mine. His name's Jamie. We somebody bought us. We were underage. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, they got us several bottles of. They had a fake ID. They bought us several bottles. It was grape.
Oh,
flavor.
Yeah.
And then we went to Walmart, and he started getting sick. Well, there's a chick that I had a crush on, and she was in Walmart, and he told me to guard the door because he was going to go vomit. And I got distracted, and then our small family tried to go in the bathroom with him puking. But
Damn.
Oh god.
later on, I got sick. But yeah,
Yeah, that's the
I never drank it
it's-
again.
I hear it's making a comeback.
Yeah, mine
I was
wasn't.
like, they still make that?
Oh yeah, mine wasn't
Jesus
like
Christ.
I wasn't chugging it or anything. It's something that I drank all night long.
Yeah, just
You just always had the bottle in my hand. And I'm drinking it, and then I get done with that one. And then eventually I'm past the point of return, and I just like fucking sick as a dog and throwing up everywhere and terrible hangover. And I was like, never fucking again. Never again will I have that.
No,
Yeah,
one guy was
everybody
going.
always
That same
says
guy did a list. He's like, top 10 drinks of Gen Xers. If you were a Gen X, you drank these, like he said, in high school a little after. Mad Dog was in there. Boone's was in there. Aftershock.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Because he always talks about, in the video, he's like, all these guys drinking Fireball think they're the original. Like, he goes, we were drinking cinnamon flavored whiskey way back, because he brought up Aftershock, which I always.
I
shit
loved
was
it.
so thick.
Oh yeah.
And he keep it in the freezer.
Freezer.
Yeah,
And then it was
Gold
always
Gold
Slugger.
Slogger, he brought up that one.
Gold Slugger.
with
Girls always want a Gold Slogger. With the gold
Aftershock
flakes
had
in it.
the
They had a red and a blue.
candy in it,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd always take like a butter knife
Break the
and
bottle
try to
open.
break it. I never broke the bottle open because
They were
now I'm going
strong.
to eat glass.
They were strong
I
bottles.
seen a
try to
video
break
the
the-
other day. They said you get a bottle of Gold Slogger, and you can get the gold out of it, or used to.
Oh.
And what you could make off the gold that's in it could buy you another bottle.
So it's just
I
always.
remember the girls,
I doubt there's that much in it nowadays.
I doubt.
girls
Yeah, I
always
doubt
wanted
it.
Gold Slogger because it was cinnamon whiskey and it had gold flakes in it, But the Aftershock, there was a blue and a red.
I don't remember the blue one.
I remember there was a blue one, but the red one was the most popular because that was the cinnamon.
And there was a cinnamon schnapps.
yeah,
Yeah.
peppermint schnapps too.
That was Rumplemints.
Yeah.
Oh,
And of course the Boone's, that was
See,
Really used to
Mad Dog 2020, I think, is just Mogan David wine,
Right.
Yeah.
but a different kind.
Yeah. It's probably not made as
Because my grandparents used to have Mogan David wine. It'd be in a giant green bottle with a finger hook. You know, you could hook it over your shoulder.
It tasted the same.
Yeah.
I remember we used to do Boone Circles, remember, at parties.
Oh yeah.
You'd be standing there drinking, and we'd buy like a case of Boones, which probably cost like $5.
Yeah. Back then, yeah.
And you'd be standing at parties, and if somebody just out of nowhere, somebody would yell, "Boone Circle!" And if whatever group you're standing up had to form a circle, and you start passing around the bottle
Until it's gone. But Boone's wasn't. I mean, there was nothing harsh about it. It was just.
It was
It's like a wine cooler almost.
just a joke. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's all it was.
For the longest time, I wouldn't drink Fireball. But this was later on in life.
Okay, so
After I was married and had kids, I got bad sick one night at Fuzzy's on too many Fireball shots.
Oh.
And I would not touch that stuff for about a year. But
okay,
I was bad. I thought I had alcohol poisoning.
Oh God.
Of course, my wife's like, eat crackers.
Oh, that's what she's yelling at
Yeah.
you.
Take a shower.
go lay in the bathtub and eat crackers.
Yeah.
Here, hold this toaster while you're in there.
Yeah.
Let me turn the water on.
Thanks for being sympathetic.
The one time where, and it took me probably 10 years to be able to attempt it again. I was drinking Everclear and Hawaiian Punch.
Oh.
Dude, but the Hawaiian Punch was so potent that it covered the Everclear, because Everclear's like
That's dangerous.
gasoline, you know.
Yeah.
And you could just drink it so
That
fast.
was on his list too. Was Everclear.
Everclear hits you like somebody punches you in the
Remember the-
And
face.
that's
Remember you
exactly
could
what
buy-
Like
happened.
you're fine, and then all of a sudden you're
Remember you could buy the
needing help.
Purple Passion,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that.
and that wasn't that Everclear that was in that?
Yeah, yeah.
And you buy it and it came in like a
2-liter?
2-liter soda, looked like
soda
purple.
bottle. Yeah.
They 4-packs too, right?
Yeah.
I think they had
Yeah.
4-packs of that. But yeah, no, Everclear. And so it wasn't the Everclear that I had the issue with. It was the Hawaiian Punch when I'm throwing up red all night long.
Or Jello shots, same thing.
Love
You
Jello
go
shots.
Squeeze,
pretty
squeeze,
big
squeeze, and then about 10 of them, you're like, whoa.
It's pretty
what
big.
the fuck is
Jello
going
shots,
on here?
pretty big in the gray family.
Love Jello shots, man. One of my favorite things. And then Jerry, one time, the one that makes all the Jello shots, she made like syringes, like Jello shot syringes. Dude, those were fucking great too. I'm just sitting there shooting fucking Jello shots in my mouth. That was a great time. What was the first drink you ever had? Do you remember?
It had to be
Well, I mean,
beer.
Well, the first drink or the first time you ever got drunk?
No, the first drink you
Yeah,
ever
beer.
had.
I mean,
Beer.
Dad giving me sips of his beer.
Mine was an old Milwaukee 16-ounce can.
I think mine was.
And I immediately said, "Oh, that I don't ever want that again."
My mom told me one time when I was like 5, she left for outside or something and came back in, and I had a cigarette and a Miller Lite sitting in the chair. She whooped my ass.
Oh, that's awesome,
I don't remember
I
it.
think
but
it was Milwaukee's.
dude.
bad.
That she should have taken a picture first.
I know.
It was Lone Star in a
Lone Star.
bottle.
Yeah.
And I remember he gave me a drink and thinking, God, this is horrible. This is disgusting.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Ugh.
But yeah, just and then my first shit-faced drunk was, I think it was like a rum and coke or something. It was either rum and Dr. Pepper or Jack and Dr. Pepper, rum and coke, it was something like that. And just it got me.
My
way too
sister,
much.
she's 10 years older than me. So sometimes she would get stuck watching me. And, to keep me shut up, I might get a drink slipped to me. They would play quarters.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember that game?
Oh,
yeah.
You bounce quarters in
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they would have those stupid rules like we play with
Yeah.
thumb on
Thumb
the table.
roll.
Oh yeah. We used to. It was speed quarters.
Yeah.
Is what we would play.
Somebody's trying to chase you.
Yeah. There's
and you're trying to
two
make-
shot glasses, 2 quarters, and you're at a table. And they start opposite sides, and you got to make it before the other one catches you.
The one that gets caught's got to.
Drink it.
We used to play all them asshole waterfalls.
It's all terrible,
Kings.
terrible games.
Oh man, I love asshole. It's still fun to play.
We heard.
On your favorite game.
Daniel makes up games.
Burro Castigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fun game. Making up games is the best part of it, though.
I love Casino. That's not really a drinking game. But
No.
it's good.
It's good times, though.
You can turn anything.
You can't be too drunk playing that because you got to write shit down and other people have to read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That don't go too good.
Yeah.
Blake had me play Yahtzee for the first time. I'd never played Yahtzee.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, you never played the. Who hasn't?
How about
played,
Phase 10?
Love Phase 10.
I was like, who hasn't played the Yahtzee?
I have that on my phone right now.
Do you?
I've been playing.
I remember I was shocked because Daniel's a big game playing guy, and to say he's never played Yahtzee.
Yeah,
That's like,
that's been around a
to
while.
me, that's one of the OG games.
Yeah, and I did not want to play it. It didn't, like when I was younger, it just didn't seem like something cool to play. And now that I'm older, I enjoy it, which is weird.
Well, I mean, you technically play Yahtzee and Woody's.
Yeah, that's just one roll, and that's
Yeah.
all you get, though. We're going to start doing that out here. Rolling dice.
Everybody put $1 in and every week.
Dude, that could get big just with
Yeah.
the three of us. Y'all remember back in school when, I mean, for some of us, we have to think back a little further, but
Ooh.
y'all remember they used to do lice checks in school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'd all, you know, everybody have to get up there with their own pencil. You'd have to bring your own pencil, and they'd comb through your hair
Yeah.
just to check for lice. And then there'd always be like one kid that they're like, go see the nurse.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
like, oh.
Oh, you got the line.
They used to try to say the cleanest hair is what they like, though. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Well,
No, they
Man,
don't.
thank you.
But do they do that anymore?
no.
They don't do lice checks
I
anymore?
don't think so.
No. Because when the girls had got it a couple of times, and
I'm good for right now.
and that's what I asked, and they don't even like. They don't want to single. I think they don't want to single out anyone
Oh,
or
God.
anything like that. And there's nothing worse than when your kid comes home with lice and you gotta go through all of that. Like do the medicine and comb
Comb it out. Comb
They
the
were
nits
little,
out.
you know. They come home from school, and a couple of times they had.
Dude, it had to be worse for girls.
Yeah,
Because their hair's so
that's-
fucking
And
long.
you don't hear about it that much anymore either, though. Really? I mean,
Only hear about it when they're little because they're getting so close. But yeah, they trail across from like hair follicles. Right? So the girls are, of course, long
Yeah.
hair. They're gonna.
sharing brushes. Or,
And you ever see
Yeah.
the videos where they're like, the people are
You
infested
ever
with
seen like the
lice?
super lice? You know, there's something.
Oh.
There's a such thing as super lice.
I
They're
don't even know what
bigger.
that is.
They're bigger.
Oh
and
my
they-
God.
Yeah.
I am so afraid one of these days. All the hotels I stay at,
Yeah.
Oh,
bed
Bedbugs.
bugs.
Bedbugs, because
Because you can bring that shit home
No,
too
I had a
on,
bud-
on your bags and stuff.
I
Right.
had a buddy from work that they were staying in a rent place, and come to find out it was infested. And then, so he had to take like all the furniture that he didn't throw away that he said I got to keep. He wrapped in the plastic wrap and put it in a storage shed for like, and left it in there for like 2 years because heat's what kills them.
Yeah.
So if they're and just those storage sheds get really hot in Texas, and he just
Jesus.
and he was paranoid for years.
Absolutely. Yeah, they say take your clothes, like that you wore to bed or whatever you took with you, and shove it in like a plastic bag and
Yeah.
leave it closed. And, you know, they'll lack of oxygen, no food, and they'll just all
But
die.
it can get on your suitcase.
Yeah,
Right.
everything. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I'm like. Back in the day, you didn't care if you stayed in like a. I remember not caring if you stayed in like a cheap hotel or something. Hell, it's cheap. Not any fucking more. I'll spend the extra money just because.
I won't stay in a hotel if the doors are on the outside of the building.
Old school. There are almost none of those left.
Motels, I guess that's what those are.
yeah,
Yeah,
those are-
there's
yeah.
almost none of those left.
Yeah, those are like the old school motels.
Did I tell you this? So Tasha,
Skyline.
we were going down to something. I don't know, maybe down to South Padre or something, but we were going to stay the night in San Antonio, just kind of halfway on vacation, and so she booked a hotel for us. And I said, okay. I said, well, so we're almost there, and I go, what hotel did you book for us? And I don't remember what the name of it was. And she says it's like 4 minutes from downtown. And so we come in, now we have to hit a loop that goes around San Antonio. And then we take this road, and we're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I go,
We're not staying.
Tasha, and I hadn't even seen the hotel yet. I go, this is not 4 minutes from downtown. This is like 25 minutes from downtown. I said, but if this is a hotel where the doors are on the outside,
Like the base
we're
motel.
going to eat that money and we're renting a hotel and I don't give a shit what it costs. I said, we're going to be downtown then. We'll, whatever it takes. And we pull up to it and it is a fucking murder hotel.
Bates Motel, baby.
And I looked at it and I go, we're not staying here. I don't, it was a rundown. The pictures that were online are very, very flattering.
The lobby pictures and the breakfast spread.
Oh,
They call hotel catfishing.
Yeah. And so I pulled into the parking lot and pulled right out. And I just called the first hotel when I Google searched San Antonio, called the first one Mary Rose. It's like right across. I don't remember what it's called. Right across the street from the.
Is that the one over there by like the Alamo?
It's right across from the Alamo.
Yeah. That's the real fancy one.
And then we pull up in there, and Tasha's reading about the hotel. Like looked it up online and reading about the hotel. And we didn't have a. We didn't
That's
have
the
a
one that has all the history to it. Like presidents have stayed there and stuff.
And it's haunted.
Yes.
And I didn't know that till after I'd already. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying for another one. Now I have to stay in. And now there's nothing that I hate worse.
I think it was old Teddy Roosevelt that liked that one.
Than imagining I'm going to see a ghost, and that's all I did all night long. I didn't sleep. I was like, I'm definitely going to be haunted tonight. There's going to be a ghost in my room, and
the Alamo's haunted too, so they're just right across the street.
Right, and then they stay in the hotel at night.
I used to like those ones with the rooms doors on the outside because if a group of guys stayed there, you could back your truck up to in front of your door, and pop the tailgate down and cook on your tailgate.
We stayed at them all the time, but now like.
But they're run down now.
Because of the, like you said, the Bedbugs thing and stuff. I'm like, it's either going to be a nice hotel or I'll look and see how new is it. This thing pretty new.
Nice hotel doesn't also guarantee no Bedbugs.
There's no new ones being built like that.
No. Remember when we were going to Destin and
oh yeah,
what was in y'all's bed?
Was that Destin? Oh, that was Destin.
We were on the way. We stopped in Alabama, I think it was.
Oh, no, I thought it was Mississippi.
Maybe. But remember y'all got a room and
you
were like, come look at this. And there was like, remember on this.
Well, remember I pulled the cover back and there was a very curly hair.
And a stain.
And then when I pulled it back, the entire middle of the bed was stained just a terrible color. And
it was probably clean sheets, just hadn't got the stains out yet.
Mm-hmm. Y'all switched rooms on that.
And then that's when Tasha left all of her jewelry in the
we
other.
Were all trying to find.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember we had no plan. We were going to drive till we wanted to stop. So then everybody's trying to find rooms.
Then we all pull into the same hotel. Well, y'all were with us, right?
Yeah.
We all pull into the same hotel.
He got to go to that one. This wasn't combo.
Oh,
yeah.
And
it was in the United States.
Yeah. Turns out all the hotel rooms were booked. Yeah. And so Tasha and I was like, just find the closest one.
Yeah, we just.
It was like a Holiday Inn. It was just fine.
It was kind of bigger, like a bigger Holiday Inn.
But it wasn't. It felt like it was real far from y'all, but it was just. I mean,
the intersection we had roads to start right finding like anything we could. That was a fun trip. Remember we got caught in the hurricane.
Oh my God,
that was sketchy.
Oh yeah,
that weather on the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Remember we got in that.
And we got lost.
Remember
we got separated.
And we had to. It's where we had to get in that. Was that
it's supposed to go under in the tunnel?
Where we were?
Something like that.
We had to go under.
No, that was in Alabama, but it wasn't Birmingham.
Mobile.
Yeah. So you had to. We got separated then because it was weird. You had to like loop.
Yeah.
And then when you came out, it's like when we came out of that tunnel and got away from that town. Is when the hurricane stuff, and you were driving on the side where that water.
Where the water was coming up.
So
couldn't see the lanes.
That was so sketchy, boy. I was like,
but we drove through a hurricane.
We made it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, terrible times. Good times. Good times. But and then this is why I hate the beach, because then you go to the beach and you've got to
carry all that bullshit,
everything with you. And we had a wagon, but the wheels once they hit the sand. And it's and ours was like the big somewhere here. It's the big wheels.
Had the freaking mud tires on.
Yeah, and it's still it's that sand. You just
and the girls are like, "I'll carry the towels."
Yeah.
And plus ours are extra heavy because there's things in there that weigh a little bit.
Yeah,
ice chests with beer in them. Yes,
but it was fun. I mean, once you got there, we put the chairs kind of. Where they're halfway in the water.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there. But
remember
it is a lot of work.
We dug those holes with our heels and let people fall in them.
Because then we back up and like that was fun. That was crazy. Like when that snowstorm hit Destin,
Oh yeah, I've
And
seen that.
seeing the video, because it was like the same beach we were on, and it was covered in snow. And I'm like,
I don't guess I saw that.
remember when like the snow was coming through crazy? Like it was the same storm like when New Orleans got all that snow. And some kids were like 14, 15, and they had never seen like snow before. Had never left like. That's when people were skiing down like Bourbon Street on skis because they had got like
where the fuck they get skis?
they got,
Probably
like,
water skis.
but this like the snowstorm like hit all these places that never and that snowed like all over Destin. Like somebody had a video and it's like the whole beach that we were and it's like covered in snow.
Oh,
It's a white
did you
beach,
miss
but different white.
How did you miss that?
fuck, I don't know.
When
Slept
was
since
that?
then.
Was that in January?
Was that this year?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
If it was I think it was January.
Yeah.
That was this year.
Like just a couple months ago.
I definitely don't remember that.
There only
That's-
something I could look and see.
No, that's crazy. Dude, we took a detour off of lice,
No
didn't we?
shit.
Because then I was going to bring up scoliosis checks. Was it scoliosis, spina
Yeah,
bifida?
checking the back.
Yeah, checking your back to make
Crooked-
sure.
crooked spine.
Yeah, checking for a crooked spine, and just go in front is fine. And I don't guess they do that anymore either, huh?
No,
Yeah, I don't think they do any of that anymore. That was also always kind of weird to me, because I was scared I might have whatever it is, scoliosis, spina bifida, whatever it's called.
spinal bifida.
What
One of the bifida.
Scoliosis is curvature of the spine.
Okay, so that's what they were checking
Yeah.
for, and I'm like, is that something you can get? Are you like, and
think
why
it
are they
was-
checking for? Like, what do they do?
Yeah, it
Okay, if
was-
they find somebody with it, what do they do?
Put you in leg braces like Forrest Gump. Remember his.
a back brace.
Remember
For
he
your
said-
back?
Remember he
Stiffen you
said.
up.
Remember he said your boy's legs are strong as that, but his back is crooked as a politician. And they
Oh,
put
I don't
him in a
remember that
leg-
at all.
So, January 23rd, 2025, New Orleans record snowfall reportedly dumped 11.5 inches across New Orleans.
Oh,
And they don't ever get snow. So, yeah, it just happened a couple months ago, and you missed that?
no, I don't remember that at all.
Do you remember that, Tristan?
Did they do lice checks on y'all when y'all were in school? They check your hair for lice?
Not that I know of.
Did they ever check you for
Scoliosis?
scoliosis?
Yes.
So they did that, but not lice checks anymore?
No, because the girls said they never did.
That's crazy.
I think they did one time, but that was when I was way young.
I didn't know if they did that shit anymore.
They checked Tristan for prostate cancer.
Well, that's just a little weird now.
Every year.
It was the dentist that kept doing it.
That was just the creepy teacher.
Come here, Tristan. I'm going to check
It was only Tristan.
you. Just you, yeah. So I was watching News Source.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Thank you. It's Apple. I was watching and
I'll get one of them next.
I saw a video. Okay, let me ask you all a question. Have you ever had the idea, hey, I want to go swim with sharks?
No.
No.
Never.
Where you get into the cage?
No.
Never.
I've never. I love Shark Week and watching it. I don't ever want to freaking do that.
I've never been like, I want to go do that, but it always intrigues me to get under the water and just see them all swimming around you. I'm not saying I really wanted to do it, but if I was somewhere and it was offered to me, maybe I'd do it. I don't know. I saw a video where this guy was swimming with a
And it breaks
great white
through.
shark, and it comes straight to the cage and goes
through the bars.
I've seen that.
I seen that one the other day.
and then it's
Yeah, and then it's
splashing
stuck.
around, and it finally gets itself out.
And then you're waiting on the guy. You're like, what happened to the dude?
Yeah, because they're like, "Oh my God, is he still in there?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's got to be in
And then
there."
all of a sudden he pops out.
I'm
you
like,
imagine?
"Screw
Yeah.
yeah." What is going to that guy? He shit himself, right?
Did you see the one where the guy
Yeah.
was in like a one made of like plexiglass that's completely see through?
No.
Yeah, it's like completely see through, and they had like I don't know what they used to bond it together, but he's in a complete see through.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
because they wanted to see how the sharks would react. Like,
Just seeing somebody in the water.
yeah, they ended up like kind of breaking it.
Well,
yeah.
no shit.
And the guy that's in there was a guy that was big interest in sharks. He's like Australian, and he got attacked by a shark, and he is missing like his arm, and this crazy bastard's back in there doing stuff like that.
They say if you ever get or being attacked by a shark, you punch it in its nose because it's got a lot of
go for the eyes.
receptors or something
Yeah, hit it in the nose and go for the eyes.
Okay, but wouldn't that shark be hitting that thing with its nose? Doesn't have a fist that it's punching with.
Well, they still
So that doesn't hurt it?
Their mouth's open, so they got to eat.
No, I'm saying when it's hitting the plexiglass.
Well, that didn't know. Like it thought it was just.
So it's trying to.
Like it. They wanted to see. That's what they did because it didn't look like a cage, and in the water, it really looked like he was kind of. So that shark was just coming at him to.
Oh, those damn bars weren't built close enough together on that cage for this sumbitch to get through there.
Right.
He wasn't little. He was big.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Pretty
Well,
fucking sharp.
They leave that big spot for like feeding them and stuff where you can put your arms through.
Bad idea.
Why would you ever want to do that?
There's
I want
them 1 inch apart.
Yes, I want to have a hard time looking through them to see the shark. I don't want any.
Like I told you,
ability.
there was a movie we watched in
Jaws.
the 80s that traumatized us all from any of that. And remember, he gets in the cage and Jaws takes that thing out.
Fuck that. How'd your game go?
Well, if they kept the score correctly, we won.
Oh, no.
We won.
Controversy.
The other team was not good.
But
But they're little kids, so.
Yes. Tristan's getting a taste of the kids
Yes.
that have zero attention span.
What age?
It's Coach Pitch 2.
What age is that?
7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's getting a taste of kids that just don't
Got kids
have
in-
any
They're
attention.
like, oh, look, an ant.
You got the kids that are like sitting in the outfield, like he's holding his glove with the butterfly on it, like
Yeah.
just sitting down. They're completely looking at the wrong, like at the fence.
Yeah. And then I saw another video and it made me. And this is again, it's just bringing back things that I've thought before, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I've always wondered that. When you take pain medicine, how does the pain medicine know where you're hurting to affect you to take the pain away?
The brain shit, right?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. But the guy was like, how does the ibuprofen know that my knees are hurting, so it needs to make my knees not hurt?
Good question.
I mean, it's got to, I don't know. Pain receptors is what it's
Pain
affecting?
receptors is their brain and probably just attacks them across the board, and it's just going to cut out.
What if you take pain medicine when you're not hurting?
Right. Right. And so then what does it do?
Oh, like,
Just fucks you up.
well, David has to take a Bear aspirin every morning because they recommend that for older people.
Baby aspirin, right?
Y'all are laughing. This is my birthday week.
Oh,
no.
What a
I
jerk.
didn't know. You're the one that first brought it up.
I didn't bring up him.
Did you?
I did not.
Like skydiving. Would you go skydiving? Kiss my ass.
I might. I actually might. I don't. I've always wanted to, but also bungee jumping. I've always wanted to,
I'm
No.
too afraid of heights.
but I think bungee jumping would just
God.
you just rip my body apart. You know what I mean? Like I've already got knees that
It
hurt
might-
sometimes,
it
and
might decompression of that spine, like
yeah,
ultimate.
and then all of a sudden now you're a slinky.
It's like that giant slingshot swing thing at Six Flags.
Oh, yeah. That goes forward.
You know that one that loads you up and it shoots you like.
Yeah, they
Straight
pull,
up.
they pull you back like a rubber band.
Didn't you
and
do that?
We both did
Yeah.
it.
That was horrible. What?
It was
He-
terrible.
He called my bluff. I'll do it. If you buy it, I'll do it.
God.
Because it's expensive,
Oh
right?
yeah, it's like $80 a person.
Yeah.
And then if you want the video of it, then it's another like $40.
Well, you got to get the video.
So we did.
It
And
sounds horrible.
yeah, and
I like when you watch them when you see the people that pass out. They're like,
we get yeah. So I bought the. You have to buy the ticket. So I bought, and he was like, "You didn't buy them." I go, "Yeah, I did." He was like, "I don't." I was like, "It's too late to back out now, dude.
Yeah.
There's no refund
I'll
on this."
start scrolling and see slingshot videos, and I'll be like, pass that, pass, and then there'll be the one, this
the boobs
chick
are
with these
coming
big
out.
old boobs. You're like, those are coming out. We'll watch this one.
yeah, screw that. Like,
I may have seen those videos a time or two.
I'm not good with heights, so no thank you.
Tristan, he screamed the whole time, and I'm laughing the whole time. Also, we put that on YouTube. I put that on my personal YouTube. I think that's the only video I have up there.
Go check it out. Put it
yeah.
on the beaten down one.
Yeah, I may.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know.
Put it down right now, like the link when this is coming.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
So, yeah, people are like, no skydiving for me.
Skydiving, I don't know why. That one seems less dangerous to me than bungee jumping.
Your parachute failing?
Well, I know that it doesn't make sense that I believe that, but I don't know why I think that.
I mean, they do have a second parachute,
Right.
like a backup parachute.
Yeah.
And usually your first time you're tandem jumping, so you get you're strapped to the
Instructor or whatever. Yeah.
Like a bungee cord, you've just got one.
And plus it
if
seems
that
like-
pops, that's
And
it.
plus, it probably seems like regulations for skydiving is way more strict than like.
Bungee jumping.
I think a bungee jumper guys are like carnies that are building this
How
shit.
do they
like, there's
know?
no restrictions.
How do they know how long that has to be to make sure you don't hit the ground?
They're engineers.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Just like the ones at the traveling carnivals.
Yeah,
are
that's what I'm
engineers.
talking about. That's why I
Some of
always
those
think-
are like on a bridge in the rivers down
Yeah.
there, and they make them to where they just barely dip in the water.
Yeah. How do
And
they
go-
know that?
I know.
How do they know you're just me and him? We don't need the same bungee. Like,
Yeah.
clearly, to touch the water, we don't need the same bungee.
Right.
I need a little more than he does.
How much
You
weigh?
might go a little deeper in the water than him.
I wonder if they ask anybody ever
Come back
bungee,
with a fish in my mouth.
if anybody's ever bungee jumped. Reply to. Do they ask you how much you weigh? I'm sure they do.
So they
I'm
put
sure.
they put more
And-
rubber
and
bands
that's
on
when-
you.
No, they
that's
got
when-
like a pink one, a
that's
green
when-
one, a blue.
And that's when ladies, you don't want to lie about your weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember I went on vacation to Colorado. The kids wanted to go horseback riding, and they had a 225-pound limit.
Oh shit!
And I was like, shit. And so we went to another place, and I'm like, I'm just going to tell them I weigh 225. Are they going to weigh me? You know?
And then they brought out a.
So they
brought
bring
a-
out a freaking
Clydesdale.
Clydesdale.
Did they really? I was going to joke.
It was as big as a Clydesdale.
Those things are huge.
I
I've
thought
never
they'd be
been-
like, well, we don't have a scale, but we have this livestock scale that you can stand on.
Have you ever got close to a Clydesdale?
Yeah, they're gigantic.
Like your head's to their back.
But I know the rest of my family were on normal size horses, and I was like a foot
Way
taller than them.
He was on a camel.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the great outdoors. Remember they go horseback riding and John Candy's horse is being stubborn.
Oh, yeah.
So finally he gets off and goes, "We'll walk together," and it won't move. So he goes to grab a stick and it runs off on his ass.
When they brought all the horses out, my stepdad got on his horse inside this barn before we went out. This horse went ape shit and started bucking and bucked him off.
Oh shit!
And he got up and dusted off, and they go, "We're going to go get you a different horse."
Thanks.
I'm surprised he didn't go, "Fuck you, I'm not going."
I got bucked off when I was a kid, and that's quite the experience.
Tristan went Camp Grady Spruce, and one of the days they got to ride horses, and they only have X amount of horses there.
Did you go?
I guess. Yeah, I went.
Oh, okay.
And here's the shitty part about it. They're like, oh, we have a horse for all the kids and most of the adults. Somebody has to walk with us.
You
And
had-
I'm like, can I just fucking sit here? I don't want to walk the whole trail while they're fucking... And I walked the whole fucking trail while they're riding horses.
Hey, I had to walk too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Riding horses, that's fun. I used to do that when I was a kid a bunch. I had a buddy that his dad had he worked a ranch and had tons of horses. Mm-hmm. It's actually pretty fun if you get.
I don't mind it.
If you get a good
I
horse.
used to have a horse. I even took up team roping a little bit.
Now it was on a stick.
No shit.
Yeah.
It was on a stick. And he just ran around the...
No, I had
You
a
really-
real horse.
You owned a horse and you roped?
Yeah.
No shit.
Remember Burger West?
Uh-huh.
I used to go
cowboy.
out there.
No shit.
Yeah. I wasn't good.
No. That's why he's here, not doing that still.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dad,
shit.
Dad was he said he rode a bull once. Like just to do
That's
it.
another thing that
He
I'm
said
like,
that
maybe.
he said that was pretty intense.
Fuck. No, thank you. That seems... You think
I'd do that over skydiving or bungee jumping.
that fucking bull could
You remember-
kill you?
So could that freaking
Didn't
bungee
didn't
cord.
all y'all go with us over to Weatherford when Matt?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Over the bucking chutes?
Yeah, dude,
That's
that was
pretty
awesome
cool.
to watch.
Yeah.
Getting them all,
Yeah, I mean,
harnessed up
you're
and
like
stuff.
right over the top of them
Yeah.
looking down.
Yeah, that because it was it
You want
was
to talk about fucking up your back?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God,
Well, the bareback riding looks worse to
that
me.
looks so rough.
Because all they do is
Well, you
bounce their back on their...
And you can get the girl
hind end.
pregnant.
Yeah, yeah.
Tristan, you ever want to ride a horse or anything? Like
I've ridden a horse.
a buck and bronc.
Fuck no.
I don't want to, but if somebody held a
I'm
gun
too
to my
tall
head
for
and
that.
said,
My back's gonna break immediately.
if somebody held a gun to me and said, "You're bungee jumping off this bridge that's 300 feet in the air, or you're
Shoot me now.
or you're gonna try to ride this bull," I'm gonna pick the bull.
Because it's just try. The minute that the chute opens, fall off.
I've always been discriminated against, though. I didn't get to ride Batman.
Batman?
once. That pissed me off.
That's the best. That's the best friend too.
Yeah. They pulled that thing over my shoulders, and they go, "It's not going to clip. Suck in." I went, and he put his knee in it, and he couldn't clip it. And I couldn't breathe, and I'm glad he couldn't get it.
Yeah, like
He goes, "You're going to have to sit this one out." I was like, "Thanks, asshole."
Facto was said while you were telling this, so he was like, and I had all this extra. He goes, but I wasn't saying shit.
But people did take up for me. They said, "Man, I think you could have rode in mine. Mine had a lot of extra room."
Yeah, that's what Facto was
Like,
saying. You were in the child seat or
"Well,
something.
you should have swapped with me instead of just laughing at me.
Yeah, say, let him try this one.
Oh God! Do you remember when we went to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we rode that one ride? He was young,
I remember making my own Hershey bar, but other than that, I don't remember nothing.
so we were.
I made mine earlier.
Yeah, you did. There's a ride that Tasha. It was 2 people on the ride. That's at Hershey Park, and so when on the ride, your feet dangle and you just have like the straps like that. But you have one opportunity to shoot water onto people up below you, and then those people have like little guns they can shoot you with water. And so Tristan was tall enough to ride, like he was of height to ride it. And I don't know what the fuck happened. We did the water, or Tristan did the water cannon, tried to get some people, and then we took a weird turn, and he starts sliding off of the fucking in the air. Off the ride. So I just reach over and I just grab a handful of everything I could, and I am holding him the whole fucking ride till we stop, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm telling Tasha, he almost fucking fell off this fucking thing.
I was just telling somebody this the other day. Just because they're the right height don't mean they're the right
size.
Yeah. Because you can have a 5 foot, or what is the 52 inches or
48
something.
Yeah, something.
52. You can have a 52-inch kid that's this big around.
Right, right. No, yeah, he's not the right weight. yeah.
We went to we were in Chicago one time, and they had a Six Flags there, and we had season passes. So we're like, let's go check it out. We're here. They had it wasn't near the size of like the Texas one, but they had the weirdest rides. They had one called the Iron Wolf, where you stood.
Oh, and it pushes you against the wall.
No, you stood in a roller coaster. They bring and you like kind of sat like saddle style, like a pad between your legs, and you went through the whole roller coaster standing.
Oh.
And I was with we were with Joe and Christy, Joe Carpenter, and he started like running, and he did the Dumb and Dumber quote. It feels like you're running an incredible place here. Like he's running, but it was so weird going through a whole roller coaster. You're standing up.
Oh God!
And then they had the Superman one, where you sat in it like the Batman ride. You got all your hanging, and then the ride moved.
Oh, and you lay flat.
Like you're flying. And
Yeah.
that was we got in the front, and you went through the whole
Fuck
like
that,
it was
dude.
pretty bad. Like
Fuck
it looked like
that.
it felt like you were flying.
No way. No way in hell I would do that one.
I don't
No,
ride
that
roller
was-
coasters anymore.
Roller coasters never
Which
bothered me.
Which one scared you?
Every one of them. I don't get on any roller
I
coasters
like
anymore.
them as long as they let me on them.
The only ones I don't like is like if you're just really high up and just sit like those stupid swings that
Oh,
you get
no.
way
Oh
up in
yeah,
the air.
I don't like any spinny ones.
Like I said, I can take the roller coasters that you're strapped in and just going through
yeah.
like the Titan and all that stuff. But like, remember the planes they used to have?
Oh, yeah.
They just stay up
Mr.
there,
Freeze is my favorite
and it's always
Yeah.
broke down.
because they shoot you out of that tube at
Fast
your
as
0 to whatever and that fast. I love that one.
Well, some of the rides are gone, like the flashback.
Yeah.
That one was awesome.
And so where the flashback was is, it's now Twix, like the left side, right side, Twix. So there's. Were you with us when we did that? It has the 4 cars,
Yeah, that's the only one I'll ride.
and they face each other. But as the ride's going, the cars spin. So you're spinning like this.
can't do anything.
I'm out.
And you do different twists, and so they spin one way or spin the other.
I
Dude,
can't
it's-
do anything that gets you dizzy.
Last time I went to Six Flags, that's the only ride I rode, and I would watch people do their rides, and I'll wait.
You can do the Looney Tune ride.
Remember the
the small Superman that goes like this.
No, the little cars.
remember the Spinnaker?
Hmm?
The Spinnaker.
Is that the one that you stand up and it slams you against the wall?
It was kind of like that, but you were in like this.
He
cave.
says this name wrong.
Spinnaker, ain't it?
Spinnaker with
Whatever.
a K.
Did we talk about this?
Jesus Christ!
But that
yes.
one, it used to be over there by the Texas Giant, and
Jesus Christ!
I can't. I can't get. That's not. If I get dizzy, I get sick.
Yeah.
And I remember I rode that one time. And
Is that bobsled still there?
Yeah.
That one kind of sucks.
I used to love it.
And the George Roy
Judge
screen.
Roy screamed
Oh yeah.
That's
for a while.
that sucker's got to be.
That was
me
kind of like
too.
the. God damn.
That's got to
too.
be held together like
Oh
just by termites holding hands or something.
That was always like the first roller coaster you rode.
yeah, yeah.
Was the Judge
Is that the one that had the 2 loops?
No, that's the
No, that's
Shockwave.
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 Judge Roy is the white one that you cross when you go into the gates. The white one that's right when you're going in. It's been there forever.
You remember the log rides?
Oh yeah.
Those I didn't ever mind those, but it was just like the
the
bobsled but
Roaring
with
Rapids? Remember that one?
Yeah.
When you sat in that. I think that
water.
was-
White water rapids.
What-
wasn't it?
What-
And the
white water.
cliffhanger. The cliffhanger's gone.
Yeah, they.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
sit and it goes up and it
That's
goes
one-
straight
Cliffhanger is
down.
when you put the
The penny on your
and it
knee
would-
Yeah.
And
seems a little sketchy though.
Still have all those beer cans in the back of my truck.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, the other ones are right here.
I lost my wallet on that ride.
the cliffhanger.
Yeah, and we were gone for like 15 minutes, and I went, my wallet. So I went back in the line, I went back where you get off,
Yeah.
and walked all the way up. And everything that would come in, I would walk up there, and the operator's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Getting my wallet." About 3 of them came in, and then I went and looked, and my wallet was still in there.
Holy shit!
I know.
You got
But
lucky.
Six Flags is the reason why I started carrying a wallet in the front pocket because this shit would just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never. Well, when I was young and I first got a wallet, I'd carry it in my back pocket, but I always carry it in my front pocket.
I do now.
And then
I carry a wallet
Yeah.
front pocket.
we
Front
were
pocket.
we were cheap, and we would have a picnic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, Instead of
We did
eating
it.
there.
Oh yeah, for sure, because that food was expensive.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever get one of those airbrush shirts?
God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Or
I know what
hats
you-
or
Did you
whatever.
ever
Yeah,
get like
caricatures
that
or
when you got
whatever?
painted?
No, you get a shirt
No, but-
that's airbrushed.
Yeah. Did you ever get yourself painted?
No,
Oh.
I can see you paying for that.
no. But I bought one of those one time
You go back to Six Flags. I ain't been there in a long time.
back, and this was back in junior high, and I had a girlfriend back then, and so I bought us a shirt. I bought her a shirt that was like Daniel and blah blah blah. You know,
Oh.
dude, these chairs hurt my butt. They not hurt your butt?
Try sitting in these.
You
gotta-
got
yeah.
one. You got one with padding.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
still hurts my butt.
So I was trying to tell him. I said, sit in these.
I'll update.
I'm surprised
but
you
the-
didn't pull the lawnmower up here.
I'll upgrade the chairs soon. Don't worry.
But the best time going to Six Flags was,
Holiday in the Park,
to me, it was Halloween.
Frat Fest.
Frat Fest was the best
Yeah.
time. They had people dressed as zombies just walking around, and the shows were really good. They did big shows all the time, and
Yep.
all the haunted houses everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best time.
Hate haunted houses.
I love them.
Not. I'm
Go-
out. Tristan likes
Go
them.
to
What
the
is
cutting
it?
edge.
Yeah.
That
What is
one's
What are, you,
fun.
what are you afraid of? It's
What's
just people
The
with-
cutting edge is the one in the other side of Fort Worth or in
Yes.
Fort Worth.
Yeah, yeah.
That's scary just leaving the parking lot
Right.
because it's off Lancaster.
Right.
Yeah. You're risking your life.
You don't
just
have to
walking
go.
to
You don't have to go in.
Yeah.
Just stay outside.
Yeah.
What's the one where they do the Renaissance Fair, Scarborough Fair?
Yeah.
Screams.
Screams?
Waxahachie.
Yeah, yeah.
So we took Mark Cotton. He had never been to Six Flags ever.
Okay.
And we took him. And it was on Front Fest. And Mark doesn't like haunted houses either. And we got him to go into one, I remember, and it was a clown one.
Oh God.
And you know, Mark was, like I always tell people, the best running back I've ever played with. He was in and out of that freaking haunted house. Like, that chainsaw guy never got to start it. He was a blur. So we kept wanting to go to the haunted houses, and we went with my cousin Matt, and Cheryl took us, and she went and rode, like, remember they used to have that one when you sat in like a fighter pilot thing, and it was like a screen, and the chairs kind of moved. And it looked like you were in a
At Six Flags?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. It was right by a cliffhanger.
yeah. He loved that one, so he rode that ride like 3 or 4 times in a row while we were doing like haunted houses because he's like, I ain't doing this shit no more.
Y'all remember going to the Omni Theater in Fort Worth?
We still
You,
go.
you know what I'm talking about?
Where it's like a big globe.
Giant screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still
Like the
go to
screen
that
is
thing.
right.
But the seats are like almost like barely straight up and
And
remember
then they
with-
play the helicopter where they're flying
At the
all over
very
Dallas
beginning.
and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And it tilts
yeah,
down,
yeah.
and you feel like you're falling.
yeah.
Right. And then it turns from a helicopter to a jet, and that jet's just
I remember we went like with the school took us one time.
yeah,
The first time that you're like,
yeah.
I was
It
like, oh,
scared
shit.
the shit out of me.
no, we still will go to that every now and then.
That's over at the Fort Worth Museum of Natural Science and History. Isn't that where it's at?
Yeah, because you can walk through the museum and everything before,
Yeah.
and then you go.
Yep.
The last one we watched was like.
I remember that because Lala took me, Brandon, and some other people up there. But then there's one time you fly into space, and I'm just like this the whole time.
Oh,
I
so
hate heights.
They might
were-
have changed it some, huh?
Me and Chess were just talking about going to do that again because we haven't been since the girls were probably. Maybe it's been a while.
Well, and then in school we'd go to the Casa Manana and watch a play of some kind.
Yeah,
And I didn't know that thing was still going.
still-
but it's
it's
still
still-
they
yeah,
have
it's-
plays all the time.
is that place in the Six Flags still with the tilted house that you'd walk through?
Oh,
is that still there?
I don't
Remember
know.
that thing?
I haven't been to Six Flags in a long time.
You know what he's talking about?
It's over there by like
It's by that Mexican food
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
It's in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
the Conquistador.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
It's
the
right next to
windows
the-
are crooked.
You'd walk through in this tilted house, and
Yeah.
like remember they'd roll a ball, but it would go like the opposite.
It'd go
direction.
up the wall. Yeah. Instead
I wonder
of
if that's still there.
Casa Magnetica.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what it was
Something
called?
like that.
That's why I thought of it when
Fuck.
you said the.
Casa Manana. Yeah.
But no, they. Man, I gotta go back to Six Flags. I heard they changed the cave. Remember how the cave was when we were kids? It was like kind of scary, and trolls were in there, and like spiders and everything. Before they turned it into Looney Tunes land. The cave.
Yeah, where it had Yosemite Sam would.
Remember before it was that?
Oh no.
Before it was that, it was way cooler. It was like
That's a water ride, right?
we just sit in the.
Yeah, but I mean it's a water ride. Yeah.
Before it became Yosemite, it was a like there were like trolls down there mining for gold and stuff, and there's like giant spiders. It was like kind of more scary, and I was kind of bummed when they changed it into that. I heard they changed it back to like
What it was?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Y'all been to Fiesta, Texas, in San Antonio?
not in a long time.
It's pretty cool. How about SeaWorld?
I've been to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Well, he went too.
They got rides now and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. They have that
Water
steel
park?
eel.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah,
the
we rode
giant.
that the last time we were there, and we did the water
No,
park
not the
one.
giant. The
Titan.
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 Yeah.
And
I
they
had-
got they got the water park in there with
Yeah.
the.
You can
stingrays
swim
and
with
stuff.
Shamu and
No, I don't think they'll let you do that. Don't
You know-
watch the Blackfish documentary.
what's that?
God, it's about like
The
them keeping the
In-
killer whales in
in
captivity.
captivity?
How brutal! Like it would not. If you watched that, you wouldn't.
you see how
Makes you not wanna
isn't
go
it
there.
weird that their dorsal fin curves over when they're
Huh.
in captivity? I don't like why
They
would
talk about that in the documentary.
Oh, do they?
When
Okay.
their fin drops,
Yeah.
they're like sad, like they're depressed.
really?
Yeah.
Oof.
So yeah, if you watch that, you're like
I think they're just guessing.
Free
on
Willy.
that. Well, Free Willy, go Willy.
There's a new series that started called The Americas. Have you watched that one? Tom Hanks is it's nature crap. We watched it last night, and they were watching we're like I was just like, oh, she loves animals, and watching. And then there was like a pod of orcas, killer whales, were hunting a dolphin. And,
Oh.
like killed it.
Yeah.
Like the only pod that does that. She was not happy.
I can imagine.
Man, I loved SeaWorld when I was a kid.
Yeah. And I love those nature documentaries.
Yeah.
A lot of
Watch-
times it's Morgan Freeman.
Well, watch this one. It's called The Americas. Tom Hanks is narrated. It just started. It's on like the.
My favorite was Planet Earth.
With Snoop Dogg? Yeah, I was about to say, you've ever watched the Snoop Dogg?
What is these mongooses? It's old Ricky Tikka Tabby.
That horse is crip walking.
Horses crip
I'll
walking.
get him in my next video. No, I think The Americas is on Peacock.
Yeah, because he was like, "What is he mongooses?" Because all these snakes were
Yeah, that
chasing
was
it.
so great. Yeah,
Oh, that's good times, guys.
yeah. All them snakes come out. I was like, Jesus Christ, where's this?
we do have to go to.
Daniel Blake's Death Corner, sponsored by David Blue. It's funny, you always know
You
that.
are real consistent with that.
He does. He's got it done now. So,
You don't know. It was right after we recorded.
yeah.
Like
Like-
literally.
literally, we stopped recording the
The
alert.
boxer,
the King
Yeah.
George, and
George
Great
Foreman.
Grill too.
Great grill.
Used that
I've
bunch.
seen some sick memes on Facebook. One of them was his casket looked like a grill.
Oh God! They made him, hey,
Too soon?
I mean, we had one when we first got at the first apartment when me and Chance started living together. It had the bun warmer on top of it.
Oh, really?
Great.
You should look at how much money he made
Oh, yeah.
off of that,
Oh, I'm sure.
especially versus boxing.
I'm sure he made millions.
Oh
Yeah,
my
one of the-
God, it's
millions
a lot.
upon millions.
But one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. I mean,
And
remember when he even made his comeback? He had retired, came out. He's like 42,
Yeah.
and he knocked out Lennox Lewis to get the championship.
His first professional loss was against who?
Muhammad
Muhammad Ali.
and the Thriller in Manila.
Yep.
Yep.
No.
No,
The Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And then he named all of his kids, all of his
George.
boys, George
Yeah.
Foreman.
Yeah.
Well, his daughter was a boxer, right? Or probably all of his
That
kids.
was Muhammad Ali's
Muhammad
daughter.
Ali's daughter was.
Oh.
She was
I
good too.
thought George Foreman's daughter.
Maybe. I mean, it could have been.
I don't know if he had. Does he have a daughter? I don't know. But yeah, his George
Maybe not.
Foreman grill. A lot of younger kids probably just know him as George Foreman,
The grill
the grill master.
He used to box.
Yeah, he was.
He sold over, as of 2000. Now this is as of 2009. So imagine what it is now. Had sold over 100 million units.
Well, think about that. I mean, that was the
They,
first.
they paid him 138 million in 1999 just to use his name. 138
I remember
million.
him doing the infomercials though.
Yeah.
Made me buy one, and
Yeah.
they were perfect for like apartment living.
Yeah,
Well, you couldn't have
they
the-
were on all the home shopping networks. And
Unless
You
you were
know
at
what I'm
my
talking
apartment where I stayed, then we weren't allowed to have grills.
George Foreman
Well, George
grill was
Foreman,
inside.
it's
it was
inside.
electric. You don't know what a George Foreman grill is?
But
It looks
it's
just
like,
this.
a waffle
But-
maker
Yeah.
almost.
anything that created any type of smoke,
That didn't-
smoke alarms went off immediately.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't. Well, I mean, it
A little
might.
bit,
Yeah,
maybe.
It depended
if
on
did-
what you were cooking.
and it depended on how much you cleaned it.
and
too.
you had to have the tray to catch the grease because it was at an angle.
But ours had a little bun warmer on top of it.
What are you only cooking hot dogs on the damn thing?
Man, you putting cheeseburgers on there, warming them buns up.
Man, don't be cooking.
Man, what do you know about this?
I'll be cooking it.
We used the shit out of that thing. I know that much. Yeah, but he was man, he was kind of like one of the most feared like heavyweights because he was so fucking big. I remember when they were well, I don't remember it because I wasn't alive, but they were re-showing like old fights and they were interviewing before. They said, "Are you afraid of any fighter like to fight anybody?" And he talked about Joe Frazier. He said he's just crazy. I don't know, but he's the one. He ended up knocking out Joe Frazier.
Yeah,
Joe Frazier was on the end of his
yeah,
career.
yeah.
But yeah, everybody talks about the Ali Foreman fight because that's the rope-a-dope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For like 8 rounds, it's just Ali on the back ropes, and Foreman's just hitting him with and he's just
Getting him,
blocking,
letting him get
he's
tired.
just blocking, and then he unloaded on him when he got tired. Ali was smart, as they say.
Oh God, yeah. So,
Favorite boxer of all time?
well, can we end Death Corner before?
Nobody else?
That's the only one I know of.
All the trees.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of Daniel Blake's Death Corner, sponsored by Tristan. All right, back. Favorite boxer of all time?
Favorite boxer. I didn't watch boxing enough to have a
didn't?
favorite, so I don't know. Mike Tyson.
That was my answer.
I mean,
David?
Who was the guy that got his? He's not my favorite, but I'll name somebody else. Holyfield.
oh,
Oh,
Evander
Yeah,
Holyfield.
little guy's ear.
He also had a boxing game too, right? Evander Holyfield's
Yeah, he did.
boxing or something.
Yeah,
That was a good game.
Wasn't near as good as.
Not as good as Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but it was still a good game. I remember playing the shit out of that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my God.
Who was yours?
Tyson was. I mean, when you
Copycat.
when you go back and for 3 years,
Way to be original.
he was 19 years old when he won. He started professionally boxing when he was 15, boxing grown men and knocking them out. The guy was an animal. Mm-hmm. And you hear about the stuff his trainer
I'll eat his children.
yeah, I'll eat children.
I remember my sister paid for pay-per-view once to watch the Tyson fight, and there's 3 matches before. We watched all those,
and then the Tyson
fight comes on, and you're popcorn ready.
Yeah, it's over.
And it's over in a minute.
Yeah.
Minute.
That's what I
And
said. He just
It was
mowed. He just come in there and
God
he,
almighty.
he just destroy people. Like everybody always says, Tyson in his prime against Ali in his prime, who would win? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd take Tyson.
Well, because you got Tyson, the aggressor, and Ali that would let you tire yourself out.
Tyson was he was a tactician too, though. He was trained the guy that I can't remember his name. He was the trainer that found him famous.
Roach, Bobby Roach.
Real famous. I mean, he found him
He has Parkinson's now.
He's dead. This guy's long dead.
Oh,
the original trainer. The guy
Mickey.
he found Mick.
Remember,
But he said he
No,
found
that
him,
was Rocky.
Tyson was in the subways mugging people at 13, and he took him under his wing and groomed him to be a fighter because he was an animal. But they said he used to hypnotize him and stuff, before matches.
No shit.
Tyson would come out no music, just that towel cut up over his. No socks with his boots and just come out and kill.
He changed him well. He became an upstanding citizen.
He's doing good now. Hell, he just made a shitload of money.
No, yeah, on that.
I was disappointed in that fight.
That Netflix fight?
God.
Showing his butt cheeks before the fight.
Okay, but look, he's old as shit now.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just thought, man, just let him catch him once. Tyson still is but yeah, he looked like an old man.
Well, I mean, when you watched him train,
Yeah, you would think
the guy that was in the ring was not the same guy that was showing you those training
Yeah.
videos, and
That's
it
why
makes you
think,
wonder.
Well, that's why
yeah.
you think that he's getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and
Yeah,
because Logan Paul is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
In his defense, it looked like sometimes he could have kept going and teed off on him,
Right.
And he didn't.
yeah.
So
I feel like he held back. I think
feel like
he,
they-
I think they both
I
held
think
back.
they both did because when you watch those, he's moving it in when he got close.
when the old days when when he would move in,
Yeah.
when he would normally
He go
swing,
body.
yeah, he wouldn't, and you're like, nah, this ain't normal Tyson here.
Right.
And,
And then the biting of the glove, because that started when
Yeah,
he was fighting
yeah, he kept.
Holyfield.
Yeah, he kept.
He was biting his glove and then ended up biting his ear off.
It's just like a nervous tick, like he had or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Tyson had some issues, but he's actually pretty funny.
I liked him in The Hangover.
That's when he first saw him. That's when he first saw him again. Remember he owned when he was heavyweight champion of the world. All that money, he had them tigers and everything. And there's pictures of him standing in his whitey tighties by his pool with these tigers on a
On
leash.
chains, yeah.
I'm like, what the
He was like Tiger King.
oh god, that show. Did you watch that?
I did.
God.
I did. But I tried to watch the second one. It wasn't the same.
no,
So
no. The
Tasha-
first was just so.
Tosh and I are still watching it. I think we're on episode 5.
That's
or
when
something
when
like
you
y'all are
keep-
behind.
that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Y'all
when you
behind.
keep watching it. You're like, okay, this can't get any crazier. Yes, it can.
And it has every damn time.
Did you get to when his boyfriend offed himself accidentally?
No. Thanks for bringing that up, Trey.
Well, if I'm not.
Well,
Gonna
which
call-
one? Because the one that we just watched, he got married to 2 guys.
Yeah.
One of them two.
Yeah.
Not meth. There's one that's meth mouth.
Yeah.
The other one,
The young one.
the prettier one.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm not watching.
It's
The prettier
dude,
guy.
Y'all said all I was wanted to hear.
It's crazy shit.
Dude,
It is the craziest shit you've ever seen.
It's insane. It's
And as soon
fucking
as
crazy.
Trump won, he started messing with Trump to get it back out of prison again. Because apparently he's fell in love in prison and is marrying an inmate.
Oh,
that he fell
God.
in love with.
Yeah, and not that I couldn't have guessed that he was gay, but I didn't know he was gay until.
You could tell.
Well, I mean,
you could tell.
yeah,
you need,
but
you need to keep watching because it gets even.
well, no, we are. We
it,
just
it gets even crazier. Like that's an episode where we kept watching, and that was like
no, Carol Baskin's husband died.
mysteriously
died.
Yeah.
So well, I think maybe, I don't know where that lands as far as the dual gay marriage. And
yeah. We watched it when it first came out, so I think I can't remember everything. Fuck, that show's crazy. Yeah, the second one was me. Don't watch the second one, but the first one was. Yeah, I mean, there's more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are loose in
the wild.
Between Texas and Oklahoma, there's like thousands of tigers. Like,
why don't they just use those to repopulate the world?
Maybe they are.
But also, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Would you ever try tiger meat if you could?
No, that's like eating a cat.
Well, I mean,
I'll do it. I don't like cats.
Well, but cats
Well, I mean,
cats
cats
have the
they eat cats in Asia.
cat eyes, but tigers don't.
You're the cat guy. Would you eat a cat?
Like a kitty cat or a tiger? You said
Same thing.
I don't know. No, it ain't, because that tiger can kill my ass pretty easy.
Cats they call them breath suckers
Yes, I know.
because they like lay on a baby's
Hey, and
face.
if you were dead here in the floor, I heard a cat will just eat your ass too.
Yes,
it'll be
they
the before your dog would.
Yeah, I was watching a guy that he was on a podcast talking about, like, he goes to crime scenes to collect the bodies or whatever, and he says, like, people that were dead that had cats, the cats would start eating them within the hour. The dogs,
Fucking insane.
Faithful companion.
the dogs would hang off till they were like starvation, like till they do something.
Well, you can tell just
Cats are evil.
Cats
like,
are
they
evil.
They say cats. I love cats too, but because they kind of just do their own thing.
yeah.
But they said if your domestic cat at home was bigger, it would try to kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Daniel does have the only cat I've ever met that rides on your shoulder. Mm-hmm. And it does, because he rode on my
Toots.
shoulder before, and I was like, what the hell is this?
He loves to get up there. He just wants to be, and
You
loves.
don't like cats, Tristan?
I hate cats.
Why?
I'm a dog person.
You can be both.
Hell yeah.
No,
I'm just an animal person.
I don't like cats.
Happy birthday, Delilah.
My poodle.
Yeah.
Yep, she turned 4 today.
Hell yes.
Oh, Delilah.
I saw that. I was like, oh, what's Billy's just posting more pictures of a haircut or something?
No.
And then I read the post and I'm like, oh, it's her birthday.
My dog only turned 2 this year,
Oh, really?
and she's a unit. She is a unit.
A hoss. She's a tank, is what she is. And she'll just come up and she likes to have the base of her tail scratched, not her butthole, the top part, not underneath. She likes and as
Thanks for clarifying.
as she comes up and I'll just start scratching on it, and she'll bump her ass into me and like trying to spin around and bump her ass, and I'm like, girl, you're gonna blow out my knee by doing that. She'll come out here and she'll run around and
That's the one that took you for a journey.
yes,
Right?
her and Dwight acts like he's
Badass.
he's trying to attack her, but they're just playing. And she does the same thing to him. Like, he'll come up and like grab her harness, and she'll just whip that ass around and bump him around, and he'll go to the other side and she'll whip around, and I told Tristan, because she's those blackmouth curs are hog dogs or whatever, and I go, maybe she does that because that's the instinct when she's attacking a hog, or maybe
A
the
hog's
hog's
coming after her.
to try to bump him out of the way. I said, maybe that's like their instinct, because my other dogs don't do that. Winston does the hit and run. So like while Dwight and her just fucking around, Winston comes running and like, well, snap and go. Just attack him. Run.
Get out of there.
Which one's the one that watches you while you shits?
Dwight.
Yes.
Coco does that to me, or she'll watch me shower and just like sit there watch me the whole time. I'm like, you want to get in? No, okay.
I remember the first time I was standing on the back porch, and I look out, and he's in tall grass, so you can just see his head, and he's just staring at me. And I asked Dick, I said, why is he just staring at me, locked eyes? And Dad's like, oh, he's shitting. It's like he's staring right at me. He just stares at you.
He needs eye contact.
Yeah, that's... God,
You ever
good times.
noticed Coco's routine when she goes poop? she'll pull on you to where she feels that tension. Then she's ready.
Oh yeah.
Then she'll be ready.
Yeah.
Then you can move closer. But she wants the tension first,
Yeah.
and then she will.
She'll do that, and then but it takes her a long time
She has to find the right
to
spot.
find the right spot. I'm like, just anywhere, just go anywhere in this yard, you're fine. And she has to go. She typically likes like out here where the grass is a little taller, or over there on the other side of the house that's on the other side
She
of the
just wants
trees.
a little privacy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Of course she does.
She's a princess. She has to have her privacy.
Yeah, of course she does.
I can't imagine not having a yard where you have to take them out.
What do you
That
mean?
Sucks.
No, we let them go.
Oh, you do?
Except for her.
Coco. Yeah, she likes to
She's-
run
I know
anywhere.
one of them you let go and they take off.
That's her.
That's,
That's
Coco.
Coco.
That's the one that.
Yeah, that's why we put her on
what,
a leash.
what shoes did
Okay.
Tasha bring you?
She brought me. Well, she brought me shoes. These Hey Dudes, as a matter of fact, while she's in house slippers. I'm like, how are you going to help me in those? She goes, I didn't know you needed help. I said, in the dark ass night, looking
briars?
for a dog in briars, and I don't need help. Dude, I was so mad. And the minute I got a hold of her on her harness, she takes off towards the house, and I'm like, wait, and I'm just hitting briars and everything.
Have y'all ever
cutting my
tried
legs.
the invisible fence things?
No, but you told us about that.
Yeah.
The
Tell
only
him.
problem is
Tell him.
she don't give a two shits about a shock.
Oh, really?
She don't care.
We just eat it
We've
and go.
put
Yeah,
we
keep
put a shock
going.
collar on her, and to let her walk around, and you buzz her like the other dogs. If you buzz them, like or beep at them, they're like, oh okay, something, and then like Willow, like he don't give a shit. But if you vibrate them, they're like, oh okay, because they know what's next. Next is a shock, right? And so we had one of those on her. She didn't give a fuck about that shock. It acted like it
Damn.
didn't even bother
Yeah,
her.
she didn't even move. She just kept going. Didn't care.
And you can turn it up. The one we had like went to 10, and I was like, it was like I had it on 3. I'm like, maybe it's not enough. Crank it up. No, all the way to 10. And I am just, you bitch, get over here. And she's just,
Maybe it wasn't
Don't
working.
give a shit.
Maybe you should have tried it on and see if it was working.
oh, I did
Oh, it
try.
worked.
No, I
It worked.
did try to make sure. I'm like, I turned all the way down though, and I'm like, oh, it's working. So she didn't give a fuck. She just, I told you, she's a tank.
That's the only problem. She don't care.
We got some of those, and it come with rubber prong
Yeah.
things to cover the. I pulled them bitches
Yeah.
off. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
they
you
didn't
don't
even have the rubber on them.
Really?
She had just straight metal to her neck. Didn't care.
Wow.
Yeah, she don't give a fuck.
So today
shit.
was opening day baseball.
Yep.
Didn't get to watch the Rangers.
Well, did they win? Cause,
Nope, they lost.
Oh,
Facto went.
Yeah, he went to the game.
So work. They asked me if I wanted to go. So you'd have been shit out of luck.
I would have done it with you. It's fine.
the June bug.
Yeah, that's a June bug.
What the hell is it
That's
carrying?
not fucking. That's not a June bug.
Oh, it's a what's those?
It's a beetle.
Blister bug.
I didn't know it was-
Or
Looks like a
bee-
stink bug.
Oh, he got,
Oh, a stink
he
bug.
got dust behind him.
Looks
That's
like a
what I was like,
stink bug.
at first it looked like a tail. I was like,
What is that? Yeah. So he went and they asked me, and I'm like, nope. I don't have any interest in going to watch. Again, I'm not. If I go, I'm going to watch the game. But if I'm not at the game, I'm not watching baseball. I don't have any big interest. A lot of people do. I'm not a baseball guy unless I'm either umping, coaching, or not. Obviously not playing, but a part of the game somehow.
that would have been a madhouse opening day. They said it was sold out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
no, I
Kind of
found,
upset we're not doing softball this year.
I know.
I was ready.
No softball, didn't make a team, and there were no teams to play without having to travel to DFW, and didn't want to do that. So, no team. Did I ever tell y'all about my one? I went to opening day one time. Did I tell you about that experience?
No.
So, it was a trip through work, and so it was a Friday night. I'm sorry, Saturday night, Sunday, Monday was opening day. Which I thought opening day was always on a Monday, but I don't go. I don't know anything about it. So for some reason, I just thought that. But this opening day happened to be on a Monday. So Saturday night, we went up. We were going to DFW, and getting our hotel room, and they were taking us like to Top Golf. You know, I missed Saturday night because I was up in here all day, and then by the time I got done, they were already at the Top Golf or something, whatever they did, and I was like, I'll meet up with y'all Sunday. Go over there Sunday, meet them at the hotel room, and they had this huge bag, like a duffel bag,
Weed.
yes, full of beer in our hotel room, full of beer, snacks, koozies, just all kinds of, like keychains, just all kinds of cool shit in there. And so I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome. Love it. We get done. So Sunday night, WrestleMania here in Dallas.
Wow.
So it was WrestleMania. And so we go to WrestleMania. That was Stone Cold, one of the first times.
Go with you on that?
Yeah, Facto was there with me. But before WrestleMania, we were at a bar across the street. We met one of the Nasty Boys. Took shots with him. Way too many shots with him. Drank way too many beers there. Hung out with him. Pictures with him. It was awesome. Then we go to the venue. By the time I get to the venue, I am already drunk. Like I was in a bad way.
God.
But we walk right in, and then there's a cart for beer. So Facto's buying beer for everybody.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, yeah, give me a Miller Lite, and pop it open. Go to our seats, and I'm just kind of hanging out in the seats. And the matches are going on, and I'm excited. Oh, and then Stone Cold comes out, and I'm like, oh. End up getting too shit faced, but we decide to go to an after party. And if anybody knows Facto loves a good after party at a certain establishment.
Oh.
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 Okay.
But I don't know that he loves to go.
No.
I think it's the thrill of seeing how many people he can make go.
Yeah. I don't think
It's not actually going.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about
He
it.
just likes to see how many people he
He
can
will see
pressure
what he
into.
can into turn.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
addiction to glitter.
Yes, yeah, glitter addiction, and so we went to one, and we walked in, had 2 beers, and we left. And I thank God we had a cab taking us everywhere, or Uber or whatever it was. And then Monday, opening day, and it was like a 2:00 game.
Oh.
But I am,
And this is the old stadium too.
yeah, and I am struggle bussing the whole time. So much so that there's a pregame party, for us that were there, and so they have the tent set up, and you can go there and get Bloody Marys, and you could get screwdrivers, and you could get beer. And I just walk up, and we're out in this little grassy area, and I just lay in the grass under a shade tree, and I'm just trying to sleep this shit off. I've never felt worse, but it was a great time.
Sounds like it.
The game was good. I think they won. I can't remember if they won, but I think they won. But I finally got off the struggle bus. I went and had me a couple Bloody Marys. Got off the struggle bus and went inside, had a few more beers, and then everything was bright as rain, man. It was good times.
When you talked about Top Golf, have you ever been to Pop Strokes in the Colony in Fort Worth?
No?
That's a very fun putt-putt place to go to.
Oh, yeah.
I went for my 21st.
Tiger Woods?
Yeah, that's a Tiger Woods one.
Yeah.
Went on my 21st, got drunk, was playing, got too cold, we left. But that shit was fun.
So what do you, is it like a simulator? Is it?
No. So it's like a 12-hole course. But there's 2 different courses. You can go to the black one, which is like the easier one, and then there's the blue one with a whole bunch of just bullshit you have to go do.
I wouldn't fit in the black one.
But they even have like little fake sand pits, but it's all turf. It's like a little sand pit that goes down, like
so
little water things that go down.
Extra stroke every time you do that? Like a penalty stroke?
No, but it's harder to get out of there.
Oh.
Well, we didn't do it, but maybe.
So they got food like Top Golf, all that.
They got food, like the little bar areas. Like they have 3 different bar areas you can go to. You can get a whole bunch of whatever food you want. It's all on your phone too. So you just scan a QR code at whatever hole you're at. Scan it. If you want to buy a beer, get a beer, and they'll bring it out to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sounds fun.
What are you talking about?
When you
Pop
went-
Stroke in the Colony. I went there on my birthday.
Pop stroke.
Pop Stroke. It's a Tiger Woods like little putt-putt
Oh.
course.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, I went there on my 21st.
Awesome.
And you like literally every hole would have little beer holders. You can just put your beer in while you're doing it. But they have also QR codes on those beer stands. So you just scan it, and they'll bring it to you.
Hell yeah, Tiger.
So in the Colony, that's where Nebraska Furniture Mart is.
Oh,
Up in that area?
That's the night that he was supposed to meet us at Riffs, and
It took him a long time to meet us.
yeah.
That's
It
when I was
took
My
driving-
birthday.
That's what I-
My birthday. That's what I was
Yeah.
doing.
That's when I was driving back
okay.
from Poteet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all go to Shields?
We did.
Dude,
Me
isn't
and
that
Rob
place crazy?
bought too much. Like we bought an expensive thing of Legos. It was like 200 something bucks.
oh my god,
We split Legos.
Jesus Christ.
It was a big Harry Potter Hogwarts thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
We both love Harry
Y'all put
Potter,
it
so
together.
we're
It's still
currently
haven't-
in the process of assembling it. There's a lot of Lego pieces.
Well, I'm sure when Tristan was, we'll get back to you being in the Colony. When Tristan was, he went to the hospital because he he could dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the dogs are going to come in because the door's
Oh,
open.
puppy. Oh,
Go get them in.
oh, they're freaking out. Hey.
All the dogs decided to come in. See, that's the downfall of having the door open so we can get some cold air out in here.
is this the
That's Toby.
That's the prince.
Yeah,
This
that's
is-
the what's it
flea
called?
market dog?
Yeah, flea market. Yeah, but that's him. That's my German wire-haired pointer, Toby.
Who likes to ass?
man?
No, Tristan's dog.
He kind of.
Oh, he also loves it. Look at him go. What's up, Toby? Come here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
What's up? Smells on my dogs. He don't shake his tail; he shakes his
He
whole
shakes
body.
his whole butt. Yeah.
Why is he backing up to me?
Oh, what are you doing?
Why is he back? He's like he was trained to do that.
Stump broke.
Winston's a dog that we breathe together. Right, buddy.
We
Right,
breed
buddy.
together. Okay.
Right, buddy. Look at you.
Oh, you
not gonna
breathe
leave while
with a
he's
TH.
Tristan's trying to
I
call
thought
him
he
here.
said
Give him a
breed
look.
together.
Hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Watch out. Oh, you get caught in this.
Oh, there's a lot of cords over there.
What's the over there?
Hey, Winston, come on.
You better go. Look.
He's like, I'm not leaving.
He's like, why? Y'all are in here doing something
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Go.
He's like, why would I leave?
Come on, keep going.
Might as well shut that door now, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fine. Then she's got to come outside to use the bathroom.
everybody just saw the dog.
So he was in high
I
school.
remember this story.
He could dunk. Cool
Like
stuff.
we all could.
Yeah, like we all could. And he cut his finger open, like his ring finger, when he had dunked on one of the goals or whatever. Or he got a blister. He got a blister by doing it or something. I can't remember exactly how it started. He popped the blister like almost immediately, and didn't really wash anything. So he's just putting Band-Aids on it
Yeah. As a high school kid.
as a high school kid does, and just keeps dunking, and whatever. He ends up getting a staph infection in his finger.
Oh.
And so they gave him medicine. They ended up having to go in and cut it all out. He had to have they had to have a plastic surgeon do the surgery to ensure that they don't fuck anything up in his finger, so he always has mobility in his finger. And so we get to the hospital, and this is when COVID, at the height of COVID. This is the height of COVID. And so we get over there, and the first thing they do is COVID test. Well, guess what?
Yeah,
Now he's
sure.
tested positive for COVID. So then when you test positive for COVID, now you're in a whole separate ward. Like this is a COVID
Isolation.
isolation ward.
It's like smallpox.
And so Tasha just stayed there with him the whole time while he was in the hospital. I would come and go. I'd come to work, and then when I got done, I'd head over there. So she stayed the night, and then every day I'd bring.
Which hospital was it?
Cook's Children.
Okay.
I think it was Cook's. Wasn't it Cook's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I had to, because he was positive, I had to come in a special door. I had to get buzzed in. They would send somebody down, masked up, and they would take me through these back elevators and put me out on that floor. And I could only go from the elevator straight to his room. I couldn't go to the bathroom, just straight to his room. But it was, Lexus went over there with us.
Yeah. She had to sit in the parking lot, though.
She sat in the parking lot, and at once they realized she couldn't come in, her mom came and picked her up and took her back home. But that was the longest fucking night because we had just left Iowa Park or Vernon. We were up there either Iowa Park or Vernon. One of those.
Over by the border.
Yeah.
Much.
And he's feeling terrible. And so we're heading back, and he's running fever and whatever. His finger was hurting him, and because he wasn't playing because of that.
Yeah, I could like barely go like this with my finger.
Barely move it, yeah. And so we're calling our doctor, and she's like, take him to the emergency room. So we take him here in Mineral Wells, and so we're up all night. They tested him for COVID, didn't test positive here, right?
They were making money. That's what their Cooks was doing. They were making their money.
Yeah, so we're there, and we are there all night at 5 o'clock in the morning because they were talking about probably he's going to need surgery on it. They gave him antibiotics through IV or whatever, and he wasn't. Yeah,
Cooks was the place that fucking they busted one of my blood vessels, so like it was just all bruised, and they were like trying to do it the whole time, couldn't do it. Then they had to do it through my hand.
Yeah. So 5 o'clock in the morning they send us, and I'd been awake all night long. So now we're driving to Fort Worth. We get there, and then we're in the ER, and it's now like 1 in the afternoon, and I still haven't slept.
That's when we start getting like the
Tosh is in and out. They take him for X-rays or something. So I'm sitting in the room by myself, and I am just so fucking delirious.
Yeah, it makes you feel almost like you feel drunk.
Yeah,
but you're just like asleep.
And it's like, I mean, that's one of the nurse came in and she's like, "How you doing, Dad?" I'm like, I need some sleep, and I kind of start breaking down. And she's like, "Oh, he'll be fine." I go, I honestly have no idea why I'm crying. She's like, "Well, you just need some sleep then, Anyway, so the whole time he was there, once he's now out of surgery, and he has to stay there for another week or whatever it was.
My hand was like this, but then they gave me Legos, so I'm having to build Legos with one hand.
So they would bring him Legos. What do you need? I need juice and Legos if you can bring me. So they were small ones.
Yeah.
And so I went down to the gift shop one time, and they had Lego, like a Darth Vader head Lego, and I looked at it and I went, "There's no fucking way I'm." It was like $140. I'm like, "No fucking way I'm buying that."
But they up the price because it's not that much.
No, and everything's in the gospel.
Yeah, but go look at the price of Legos. They're not $200 for blocks you got to put together yourself.
Yeah, but it's the adrenaline you get while doing it.
He's building something.
Do you get adrenaline building Legos?
Every time
He does.
Okay.
I used to love Legos when I was a kid.
No, you didn't.
When I was a kid, I did.
I never liked Legos, but we just had Legos, so I would build
Make your own shit.
a tall thing.
Just nothing you wouldn't build anything.
I wouldn't build anything.
I love the Lincoln
What I
Logs, too.
remember about Legos is I cussed them because Blake had them and I'd step on the son of bitches. And
No, I loved Legos and Lincoln Logs.
Well, but you would just buy Legos, and they didn't come with
No, you just have
instructions
to
on how to
your
build
own
something.
shit. Yeah.
Right?
So you just build your
Now
own
they
thing.
come with instructions, and it's all in separate bags. So this is step 1. Build this. This is step
It's
2.
like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah, you're building a puzzle out of blocks.
Which is cool. I understand why you'd like it.
do y'all remember the cars or airplanes.
Oh yeah,
in
My
the boxes.
my granddad would
The
do
glue
model.
ones or the
Oh, yeah.
snap together
Oh, yeah.
ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
did
are those?
those-
What are those called? Model cars.
Model cars
Yeah.
or,
My
or
grand-
airplanes. Or
No,
Yeah.
my granddad was into like the muscle car things, so me and him would go buy one from Walmart because they would always be there, and we would sit down at the table and do them together.
It's basically like Legos except something else. But
Yeah.
No, it's
I
fun.
love them
Oh
things.
yeah, me too.
When I was younger, one of the best toys, and we were poor growing up, but somehow all three of us got one. And you won't believe this, but all three of us lost it. They bought us for Christmas Airwolf,
Hell
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
gas powered,
Oh hell.
and so what you'd the 50-50 mix or 50-50 mix, and it just the gas tank was small, and you'd have to twirl the helicopter or the blades.
Wind it up.
Get it going.
You have to wind it up, and you better move your fucking finger out because the minute you move, it goes whoom,
I had
and that's how it powered itself,
had one of them.
and that's how the engine started, like a crank engine,
Yeah.
basically. And all it would do, which is it's badass, it would fly straight up
Yeah.
and then float,
Yeah.
fly back down to the ground. But it was fucking
No, I
the
had
best,
one too.
coolest thing
No,
ever.
I would too.
When I'm a little older than y'all.
No.
Six-
What?
What? 5,
What?
6 years? What? What are we? Where are you?
44.
What are you fixing to turn?
Okay,
bird-
51. I'm fixing to turn 51.
So you're
We
7.
had these rocket things that you would buy, and you would buy a thing, and you would send them off
Yeah.
with battery, and they'd
Yeah.
fly fucking.
yeah.
You couldn't even see them, and then a parachute would
Yeah.
deploy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they would come back down, and it might come down where you're at, or it might come down 2 miles away.
Depends on where the wind
you had
took
to
it.
go find it. But-
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
those?
I remember. It makes me think of a movie. The Gate. I don't know if y'all know the movie. Probably
No.
not. It was like an '80s horror movie, and the kid was into those rockets with the batteries. And at the end, he had this big, huge one that he never would shoot off because that's how he kills the monster with the touching the batteries.
Oh,
The Gate.
I don't
young.
remember the movie.
I don't know
but-
what y'all
No,
are
this
talking
was.
about.
I'm his agent. I don't know
No,
what
I
he's
think
talking
I
about.
think it was.
So it's just like a tube
the kid actor was like Steven Dorff.
cylinder, and it had the cone shape, and it had 3 or 4 wings, and it had some kind of charge, like booster thing in the bottom of it, and you would touch positive and negative to a battery, and it would shoot up in the air. I mean, higher than what you could see it.
Yeah,
And then somehow, I don't remember how,
it would pop off.
it would pop
open,
something,
yeah.
and
The
a
parachute.
parachute would come out, and it would just float back down to the ground.
So I'm not lying.
Oh, okay.
But
The gate.
I believe you. I just
the
never
kid,
seen it.
The kid actor was
So,
Steven.
so y'all don't.
So y'all don't think I'm lying?
Yeah.
No, but the kid actor was.
I don't know who that is.
You ever seen Blade?
A long time ago.
Steven Dorff.
I also
yeah.
liked.
he
and
was like a kid actor.
they had fireworks
No movie
that would
actor.
do it. You'd shoot the rocket up, and a parachute would come out, and there'd be like an army man on top. On
Oh
it.
yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you could also buy the toy, where it was an army man with the parachute on there, and you'd fold
Yeah.
up the parachute and put it on him,
Yeah.
and you just
Throw
throw
it.
it in the
Yeah.
air,
Yeah.
and he'd float
Yeah.
down.
Right.
I always loved those
See,
too.
that's how we had to entertain ourselves, Tristan. We didn't have phones or anything. We're
Throwing.
just playing.
We had jacks. We had army men.
My dad taught me. How to,
Marbles.
yeah, my dad taught me how to play jacks,
Yeah.
and I loved playing jacks, and until we got video games, and then I'm out on jacks.
And you said those log.
Lincoln
I used to
Logs,
get
man.
those Lincoln log
Loved them.
kits.
Yeah.
You build log
Log
houses and
cabins
shit.
everything.
Yeah.
Man, I loved them.
Yeah.
Loved
And
them.
stompers. You remember the little trucks, and you have like a track, and you just
Yeah.
turn it on, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hot Wheels.
pretty boring, but
I loved Hot Wheels when I was a kid.
Oh, look at you! Yeah, Hot Wheels and the Hot Wheel tracks were awesome. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the videos where it's like a Hot Wheel track, but it's not really Hot Wheels, and they have marble races? So like,
Oh yeah, when they yeah.
and they're like
They
at the
build,
beginning of the video,
yeah.
they're like,
Which
and it's
color's
a long,
which
which color's gonna
win?
win? And so I always choose a color. I'll go with blue because that's the one I can see. And
Candy.
hell yeah.
He's probably said I go with blue and he's going with green.
but either way,
He doesn't know.
He's colorblind, so it was really orange.
well, here's the confusion because ends up there'll be 2 or 3 that are blue or something, or like a dark, a light,
You
and
don't know
then
which
green.
one it was.
And then I'm like, oh god.
Then you
And
just
then
say-
as they're going, I'm just like, I lose. And then when they're done, I'm like, I think that's the
You'll
one,
be
but
like,
I never win.
I win.
I never win.
You ever see those deals that people will set up like in your shop and then like you throw a ball and it hits this and then it rolls
Oh,
down
yeah,
and
God.
it hits
Oh.
this
Can
and
you
then
imagine
falls
how
through
many-
a hoop and
yeah.
then this thing
Can you
does
imagine
this.
how many times they did that?
Yeah.
Till they finally,
How many
till it finally
times
worked?
they had to set all that up?
For it to work.
Yeah.
And but they're so dumb because the end of it just knocks the milk over to pour the milk in the cereal. You know, like something like that.
Or a basketball goes through a
Well,
hoop.
the
Yeah.
big thing when we were kids was they were setting up like dominoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
dude, the domino, those guys now, and it makes pictures, and I'm like, I don't have time for that because just one mess up and
Just
you're
how
screwed.
long does it take to set that up?
Oh God!
I
And
mean-
how many people?
Man, I haven't thought about doing the model thing in a long time until you brought that up. I used to do that all the time. with my granddad.
I used to. I got.
That's in my head now. I'm like,
I got over the cars and I started doing the planes, like army planes and stuff. And I had fishing string,
yeah.
and I
Yeah,
would hang them from
so
my
did I.
ceiling.
I had the stealth bomber and then the longer one. I had them hanging from fishing.
Yeah,
Riding in
I had the stealth. I had the bomber, the big plane.
Mosquito just landed right on your head. He's buzzing around you. But yeah, that was so damn.
You tell your listeners about number one QB right here
No,
for football.
Oh,
Flag football.
He became flag football QB.
you said that was gonna.
I'm number one QB.
QB1.
QB1.
You
Uh,
called
know?
it. You called it a couple of weeks ago.
when
Oh, I told you
seen- I
because I was
seen-
going to start playing on
Yeah.
Sundays like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I played one time. We got shit on twice. I go, nah,
I'm out. I'm out.
I'm not playing no more.
Tristan, and we talked about this last week, but I'd like to hear his side of the story now. He went to the colony, and when you go that way, you hit toll roads.
oh, fuck.
oh yeah. So we did talk
Oh,
about this.
yeah. So you had to get a new card, huh?
yeah.
You fell
Yeah.
for it. Don't fall for
Maybe.
anything getting texted
Maybe.
to you. Never. They were always mail you something.
Well,
Don't-
because the only problem was,
He wasn't driving, so why would he get a bill? But go
Yeah.
ahead.
and it wasn't even his car. Was
so
it?
I got a text message, right? And it goes, hey, you need to pay your toll by
Yeah.
this time or else you're going to get in legal trouble. I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't want to fucking do that.
I do that.
And it's the Nigerian prince. I better get him the money now.
The whole time I'm thinking, it wasn't my car. I wasn't driving, but I guess it tracks my phone. So I'll go ahead and do it. I went in, I did it.
Never.
Right. And every time I do it, it said payment was not complete.
Oh,
Do it again.
goddamn.
So I kept doing it, and finally Lexus gets in my truck.
She's like, "What are you doing, stupid?"
I go, I'm trying to pay off this fucking toll before I get in trouble. She takes my phone. She goes, Tristan, have you already put your card info in? I go, yeah.
Like
I
17
have."
Like a
times.
lot of times.
Yeah. And she goes, you need to cancel your card right now. We're going to the bank right now. So I turn my card off. We go to the bank. Have to go get me a new card.
Can you
Did
imagine?
you ever get any charges off?
No,
Or did you do it fast enough?
So yeah, it was like I was trying to do it while she was trying to walk out. Well, she was walking to my truck, and it only took out 000. No, like it took out nothing, but it was getting ready to be
It
able
was
to take out.
testing
It
it
was
to see
fixed-
if
Yeah.
it
it
would
was
work.
fixed to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, can you imagine that bank teller when he's sitting there going, "I tried to pay a toll from a text message," and you know that teller's just going, "You idiot."
No, she's like, so why do you want to get a new card? I look down, I go, well, I was gonna pay for a toll, but it was a scam, and she's like, oh, fraud. I go, yeah. So now every time I log into my bank, it has to confirm
fraud alert. Yeah.
it's my phone that's logging into my bank, and then after I get past that, it'll ask me something. I'm like, don't ask me again, and then it'll.
Mom, I heard the podcast y'all talking about it last week. My mom fell for somebody calling her at home saying that they needed a gift. They made her go buy gift cards.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
But God rest her soul, it was like $3,500
Yeah. No,
before anybody stopped her.
Yeah.
No, my
Who stopped her?
My stepdad finally went. She called him at the bank or something and said something, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He happened to be at the bank, and he stopped everything, but she had already bought, and
Yeah.
I don't know how many, $3,500 worth.
Oh,
Chess's-
God.
Yeah.
Chess's granny got hooked.
Yeah,
Tom,
I don't
that
know
same
exactly how
fucking
the scam went down, but it was with gift cards.
Yeah, they call you and
They
Yeah.
say,
they make you think like a
There was a problem at the bank
and they,
or something.
or they make you think like a loved one's in jail. That's how I think Chess's granny got
Well,
scammed. And,
this one was there was a problem at the bank, something, and she needed to buy
don't-
gift cards because that was the only way that they could take the payment.
so, yeah.
And
yeah,
then
well,
Which is the dumbest thing
she
ever.
ended up calling my dad, and he happened to be at the bank, and he's like, "Well, let me just talk to him." And they're like, "We don't know anything about."
Why would you pay us with gift cards? Yeah.
And it's too. He goes, "Have you given them any?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, several."
Oh, so she already scratched off and gave him the number.
Yes.
yeah, that's what they get them
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So real quick, March Madness popped off again tonight.
Oh, Tech's playing tonight.
So Alabama just beat BYU 113-88.
God.
God,
Hold
But-
on. Hold on. I got one more fraud story. Sorry. Sorry. Well, you just jumped in and didn't give me a chance to say it. We had a guy at work, and there was an email scam going on with one of the head honchos for the company I work for. And the scam was they were sending an email from what looked like his email account. And he was like, hey, the email was like, this is a surprise for a bunch of the employees. I need you to go out and buy a bunch of gift cards. And then, send them to. So he did.
Oh no.
With a company card.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
So
That's tied into-
he paid for the gift cards with a company card.
God.
And so he's emailing this guy back going, "What? How do you want me to pay for him? Do you want me to use my company card?" And they're like, that's fine, and we'll expense it. They're like replying back, "We'll expense it, and don't worry. This is gifts for employees." And he went, I don't know how much, and so they finally had to send a huge mass email out
God.
saying, "If you get this, do
Yeah.
not do it."
No, what happens at work all the time?
I was like, "Oh my God."
because we had like what they call a cyber event
Oh yeah,
at our work.
Yeah.
Like 5 years ago.
yeah.
And
It shut y'all down.
yeah, for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Fuck.
But now they put us through all that training, and you got to do the fishing.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, is fishing.
Dude, that's exactly what started with
And-
us too.
because you get inside that shit and it's game over, Johnny.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And that's why they target older people, because they don't fuck with this.
Well, that happened to Molson Coors. They had something happen where somebody got in and screwed up all their ordering system or whatever, and it shut them down for a
Yeah.
while too.
Well, because you have to lock down everything and check everything.
Yeah,
You gotta go
and see
through-
how that happened. Yeah, find out how that
and
happened.
it's always usually through emails. Like somebody gets scanned, they click on an attachment that looks like it's a customer.
And now it's one of those malicious files or
Yeah.
whatever. Ugh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's just saying we have to deal with this shit that
I
our
didn't.
parents never had to deal with. That's why they fall for it, because they never had to deal with like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
bullshit.
I didn't know this, but we hired a new IT guy at work. And so randomly I got a message from Trevor, and he's like, "Hey, just checking up on this, whatever." I'd put in a ticket because I had an issue with my computer at one time, or my software or something. I don't remember what it was. And they're like, "Hey, just checking up on your ticket. Do you still need help with this?" I was like, "Report." And then I did, like, the next day, report. I'm like, I don't know a guy named Trevor that works for us. And it was coming from our domain, but I reported. And like for 5 days in a row, finally a guy walks into my office. He was like, "Hey, I'm Trevor with IT." And I'll go, "Oh, you're a real person?"
You kept reporting them as like fish. Like,
He goes, "I see you reporting my emails. These are real." He goes, "I just want to know, did this ever get resolved?" And I go, "Oh yeah, that was taken care of."
Yeah.
No, I'm like, "No, I thought you were fake." So
at our work, you got, if you think it's got to report fish, and
Too sweet.
oh
it'll say report fish.
Yeah.
And then it gets sent to the IT, and if they say it's clear, they'll send it back.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's not, then they send out like a mass alert saying this email is.
Yep.
This is the. So what we were talking about.
Hey, have you heard about March Madness?
Yeah.
I think it's still going on.
So Alabama beat BYU 113-88. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They set a record though because Alabama shot 51 three-pointers.
Damn.
They made 25 of them.
Oh shit!
So they basically hit 50% almost, 49, which is a record. 25 threes in one game.
Jesus Christ.
They just
You said Tech's playing tonight?
they played like at 9. I think.
Arkansas.
Oh. Didn't Arkansas played last Saturday and beat
They're the 10 seed that's hanging in there.
they beat somebody that they weren't supposed to beat or something. I don't remember how.
Obviously.
There was a guy I was umping with, and he was like, "I'm going for Arkansas." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, who they playing?" He told me who they were playing. I don't remember who it was. And I'm like, "Oh, so do you watch March Madness?" He goes, "No, I just watch Arkansas because that's where he went to school." And I was like, "Oh, my father-in-law went to school in Arkansas. He's a Razorback." And he's like, "Oh yeah, what year?" And I'm like, "I don't don't get me to line. I couldn't tell you any of that shit." But he's like, "No, I just watch Arkansas play."
So did anybody fill out brackets?
No.
Me and Blake, I had no idea what to do. He brought it up
Yeah.
on his computer, and we filled one out together. But
How's
Who do you have winning?
Tech, of course.
how do you?
Oh, Tech.
I'm filling it out with Blake.
What's
I mean,
funny
you
is
know.
I picked Tech to win. They're actually pretty
But
good.
they were the
seed.
Third seed. Yeah.
I picked Gonzaga to win.
They're not.
Then I don't know. I didn't pick anybody. I did like 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I went to Facto's house to pick something up or drop something off. He was like, "Here's a bracket, fill it out." And I was like, "Okay."
It's just fun, something to do.
Fuck, I don't fucking know any of these.
Gonzaga was good when they had the tall guy. Fuck, I don't know where he went. He went to the NBA, but they were good when he was on the team. Now I don't.
It's weird that tall guy.
He was telling me if there's never been a perfect bracket
No.
made.
I mean, just think about how
But
many.
You're starting with
certain-
64 teams.
There's
Yeah.
certain
there's
some
always gonna be-
certain person, if you ever do, they'll pay you
Yeah.
big
Same
money.
amount.
$1 million or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, again, the odds have to be just like winning the lottery. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, even.
just
But
terrible.
I always just fill out one because it makes it funner to watch. Because
Then you're hoping your team wins.
Yeah,
The
just
team
some-
you
just
pick
something to
wins.
watch.
I did fill one out last year. It was an online. It was in DraftKings. I filled one out, and it was busted. Not one.
That's terrible.
But I'm just like, sure, yeah,
W-
sure.
We went through each team like, okay,
Yeah.
they have this many three
And I'm sure
pointers,
Blake-
they have this many wins, this many
That's too
percentage of
much.
this.
I filled mine out like
we spent time.
going like
yeah.
no research. Let's just
I
go.
mean,
Oh, we
well,
spent time looking at this one.
but the odds of you getting it that way versus that way can't be far off.
Well, like he
still
said,
have-
there's always an upset.
I still have all my Elite 8 teams in.
Saw a TikTok video the other day about March Madness brackets, and it was like, well, about some lady just picking her favorite destination spot, and she wins the whole thing
Yeah.
like three
Like I said,
years
it's
in a
just-
row, just picking whoever she likes or whatever.
Audrey filled
Country
out
she likes
some, just for the fun of it. She's filled out like 5 or 6 of them.
You ever seen those videos where they have like their I saw a guy do it, but he had a video where he would show like, here's the matchup. You know, it's Duke and
North Carolina,
whatever. And he shows like pictures of their logos to the baby, and the baby will pick one. And one time it was like his school, well, like that, like Michigan, that's my school or whatever. Michigan versus, I don't know, Seminoles. And the baby picked the other team, and he's like, "All right, are you sure? Are you like?"
He's tapping. on
He's
it.
like, Michigan or what, whatever. Michigan versus the Seminole, Florida State, and he's like, the baby still picked the other one. He's like, I guess,
This
so-
one guy has it's got like a Yorkie on stairs.
I was about
You
to
see
say
him?
that. Yeah.
And he does for most of NFL football games. He'll have a basket set on the end of the stairs with each team playing each other, and he throws the ball, and whenever the dog hits the ball, and whatever the ball goes into, that's the team he picks.
Oh, I got you.
And he does pretty good.
Yeah, they do end up winning
Yeah.
most of the time.
It's isn't there one where there's like a bird that picks his pick'em league every year, and he's won quite a few. He has same thing, but it's not the dog. It's like it's a weird animal, a turtle or a snake or something that picks his pick'em league.
A snake.
And whatever, and he's won. You know,
Probably a turtle. Like they just walk towards it real slow.
he's,
I always do a bracket just because this is that time of the year when there's not a lot of sports to watch. Baseball's just kicking off. March Madness is fun, something to watch. So I always fill out a bracket just for.
What is the new channel that you have to have, like Victory Plus, in order
Yeah.
to watch the Rangers?
So it's a.
What are we fucking doing?
I know.
What the fuck are we
And
doing?
They want us to have $300 worth of subscriptions.
And I have Victory Plus, which is free app, right?
Uh-huh.
Which I watch most of Stars games on. But the Ranger game, I was like, oh, it's on Victory Plus. Because sure enough, when I found it, I actually found the channel on my TV that said it's blacked out in your area. Like, okay. Well, I got it on Victory Plus, and I clicked it on Victory Plus, and it said, you may have to
Subscribe.
like more than just a sign in. You gotta pay money to watch the Rangers. And I'm like,
Yeah, so that's what I don't understand. Now, if you have to watch them at home, you have to have that, right? But if they're away, you can still see them on TV.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's just
but
all
it's-
that
it is just-
your local team is where they get you.
It is just the dumbest.
So like, if you have Direct TV, I think you can watch the Rangers. For if you have like through your Direct TV.
Well, you know, for a while they were on Fox Sports Southwest,
yes,
but you couldn't watch it if you had
Yeah,
Dish.
so-
You
yeah.
had to have Direct TV.
yeah.
But you could get the Fox Sports Southwest
Then
app, but then you have to pay for
then
that.
it became Bally's.
Yeah, then they went to Bally's, and then Bally's went out of business.
bankrupt, and now you can watch them on Victory Plus, but you gotta.
Just let me watch a fucking. And,
But now-
when all that shit started, that's when I stopped watching baseball.
That's what I get pissed off at Prime, because I go to Prime and you would think I have Prime, I'm gonna be able to watch anything in here. No, you flip. Oh, I want to watch this movie. Oh, it's $3.99.
You got to rent or buy.
Yeah, it's like almost every time I manually punch in a movie that I want to watch, it doesn't matter if it's 25 years old. Oh yeah, you got to pay for that one. Sorry.
Beetlejuice is one that I'm like, I want to watch it, and there's many times I've went to go look, and you always had to pay for it. And then finally one day I just said, I'm just gonna buy the fucking thing.
If you wait long enough, eventually it'll be like, oh, it's free for a little bit.
The movie that Facto has told me to watch forever,
Interstellar.
Interstellar, was a pay for. Now it's free.
Have
And
you
I
watched it?
No, because it's 3 fucking hours long.
It's worth it though.
I understand
But
that.
you do have to watch it more than once.
Really?
Oh God,
Yeah, there's a
I've
lot
watched
of
that thing like the third time and picked up on stuff that I missed.
It's like the Westworld.
The
He's told me.
series?
Yeah, he's told me watch
Yeah,
that,
that's
but you get confused because you don't know, is this real life? Is this
Yeah.
in the
That
simulation
Westworld's
thing?
it's good, but it is like
Yeah.
Talking
Well,
about Prime, started watching Doctor Who over
oh,
again.
did you?
Have y'all ever watched Doctor Who? I've never watched
Well,
it.
which one?
I love
Because there's
Doctor Who.
There's so many.
Yeah. There's
I love
different
Doctor Who.
doctors.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different. The original came out in like the 80s.
Yeah, but
So
that's
many-
season one.
Yeah.
Season one, I skipped through season one. Season two is where I start off. I love that Doctor, and then there's, I don't know if it's season 3 or 4, where it's the other Doctor that I like the most out of them all. He has the little slick. I don't know what his name is though.
Currently, I'm watching Reacher, which is good.
The show.
The show.
Yeah. Have you ever
That-
watched Blue Mountain State?
Yes.
Which
it's
is that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a different character.
Do
but-
y'all ever watch Apple TV?
Yes, I just
Do
watched
you-
it today.
How about Silo?
I haven't seen
You
it yet.
told me about the. So today I watched a movie on Apple TV, and I always forget we have it.
Yeah.
That The Gorge.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that?
No,
Pretty damn good.
I seen it on there though.
I highly recommend it. It's actually it's pretty good.
That's
It's
a
got-
movie.
So
yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
I've
good.
seen it on there.
you listened last week.
Yeah.
Did you think about cartoons
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up?
Top 5.
Did it make you kind of go through the
Yeah, I
things you
started-
watched?
So do you have it? Top
Were
5?
any of the ones we said?
I mean, Looney Tunes is
Always.
always
Always
my
be there.
favorite.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I did like Teenage Mutant Ninja
Well, you were a
Turtles.
little
But you would have been older.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
that came out in like
Thanks for pointing that out.
It
guys.
came out, no,
You've
but
been
but
older,
it came out
but-
like 91.
Right.
So
So Looney Tunes, of course, and then the other ones are just kind of.
do you remember watching one a bunch? Though,
Well, did you like watch Mighty Mouse?
Flintstones, Jetsons?
The Jetsons, yes.
I think I got a 5 then. I got a 5 locked in.
What's your 5?
Looney Tunes, SpongeBob,
Thank you.
Animaniacs,
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Flintstones,
Uh-huh.
and then
I remember Flintstones. Yeah,
I love
like
the
them.
Flintstones.
the one
Yeah.
where they're in the space. They're in space.
Jetsons.
Yes, the Jetsons.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's.
Well, they're not in space. They're
well,
just in the clouds.
Yeah,
Well,
but they're
yeah.
well, they're
high enough,
futuristic.
you know.
That's because most of the ones Tristan said, most guys his age. Aren't
Oh, yeah.
gonna-
I love the Animaniacs.
I do too.
Those
like I said, that was Animaniacs was like 90s.
I used to have the discs for them. Mm-hmm. All of them.
The DVDs.
discs. Yeah.
It's funny. Look how far stretched Looney Tunes
Yeah.
is because starting in the 60s.
Through 3 generations. No, I started
Yeah,
earlier
but the
than that,
new
didn't it?
ones aren't good. The old ones
No,
are better.
the new ones
Yeah,
are terrible.
like Elmer Fudd and Foghorn Leghorn
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Woody.
The
Not Woody,
Roadrunner and-
Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean all of that stuff was just greatness.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom and Jerry. Yes.
See, it's hard to do a top 5. Even if you do a top 10, there's
Yeah.
still something that you watch going to be
Like I
left
said,
out.
Pepe Le Pew, you remember him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got canceled.
Yeah.
He got canceled.
Because he was a creep. He was a.
He just pranced around.
Talk French or with a
Oh, he
French
was
accent.
French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name.
All right. Well, y'all got anything else before we end this?
I guess I'm gonna go watch The Gorge.
It's good.
I thought you were going to watch Tech.
The Office.
Oh
Yeah.
I love The Office.
Parks and Rec. is
That's
pretty
also a good
fucking
show.
good. That's
I
good.
love Parks and Rec.
Okay, top 5 TV shows.
Well, we'll do that next week. We'll do that next week.
Okay, y'all game plan. Top 5 TV shows.
Because we talked about that last week, and
Yeah.
and I was waiting for you to bring it up, and you never did. Imagine that.
Well, I just now thought of it again.
Of course.
That's hard. That's harder than cartoons.
2 guys walked into rob a liquor store, and one guy, while they're robbing it, picks up a bottle of whiskey, and he goes, "Hey, is this whiskey?" And the other guy goes, "Yeah, that's whiskey, but not as whiskey as robbing a bank."
It's Elmer Fudd, wasn't it?
All right, guys, we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Later.